Hello, and welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the dulling, crushing reality of everyday life using our two favourite forms of escapism, Dungeons and Dragons and alcohol!
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Drinking the beers, but responsibly, children. Drinking those beers responsibly.
Children?
Kids might watch the show. They probably
should.
should.
Already.
If there's any kids watching, grow up real quick.
And
Real quick.
If
turn
anyone's
18.
irresponsible, it's kids, and adults, and alcoholics.
Christ. 2 seconds in, and Lucy spilled something on me, and now it looks like I wet myself. Good thing no one can see me.
Hey, great start.
Can we cut to crotch camp real quick? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Live to the crotch can.
It's actually...
I hope you're seeing this. It is a swampy mess down there.
I mean, we shouldn't immediately start off by talking about off camera, but I mean, for the people that can see, it couldn't look
fully
more
thorough.
like I wet myself.
Yeah.
Which is only the players.
She really nailed
I'm just
it.
imagining it, which is great because my job is to imagine things.
Yeah, there
and
you
then
go.
tell you about it. Wow. So you're feeling a kind of soaking wetness. And
Oh no, you're gonna make me piss myself now.
So if this is your first time watching, it's a lot of this. It's a lot of this kind of nonsense. But it's also about mixing our fascination with sort of Irish mythology and folklore with our love of drinking beers. The world we play in is heavily influenced by the beers we drink at the table, so you might find people, places, things, just anything we feel
Nouns.
like. Nouns. Verbs, adjectives, anything we feel like will be brought in, inspired by the namesake of the things we're drinking. So currently I'm sipping on a Whiplash Northern Lights. It's just a micro IPA. Might be throwing a couple of those words in. Maybe the players will see the Northern Lights.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
I mean, we're not in Iceland, so unlikely.
And even if you are in Iceland, unlikely.
And that is, that's the grim reality we all went straight to. It's like, that sounds nice, but it probably won't work.
The other flip side of that coin is that we also use Irish folklore, storytelling tropes, so you might spot some characters from that. It's if something seems not quite right on the lore, because we're not really going to mess it up on the beers, they're right in front of us. Think of it more like a movie that's like inspired by true events, not like based on true events.
Yeah, this whole show is one of those dramatic reenactments when someone's like walking to their car and there's an actor in a shady alleyway, and it's on BBC.
Well, it's on RTE.
Yes.
Or it's on.
No, I was making fun of the bad one.
Good.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I was on one of those. See if you can go through the archives and see which criminal or victim I
See
played.
if you can watch every episode.
Look, they can see your face. They know it's the criminal.
I robbed a petrol station. So it's kind of it's not a direct translation. It's just sort of inspired, bouncing off that. Hence the whole idea of homebrew, which is like not exactly by the rules, but just sort of making it up as we go along. So speaking of, if you do want to get in touch about anything we get right or wrong, chat about beers, chat about D&D, you can find us on your major social channels at Homebrew Quest. So there's a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of beer things at Homebrew. So we went for Homebrew Quest. Seemed unlikely to mix the two up. And as a disclaimer for myself, this is my first time ever DMing a Dungeons & Dragons game. So for viewers who have no idea what a DM is or what a Dungeon Master means, it's not as seedy as it sounds, I hope.
It's far more. Well,
Far
no,
seedier.
sorry, not CD. Quite erotic, though.
So essentially
It's
our
less
core
CD
players-
and more DVD. No, Blu-ray. Sorry, Blu-ray.
See- You'll get a lot of that. Maybe use it as a drink-along game.
Yeah. I know
One
I
of the
will.
critiques we got about the first episode was, where's the punchline? And if you were watching, listener, there it was.
Yeah.
That's the
That was
bar
the
we
entire
reached.
point.
The four players across the table here, they play the heroes of the story, and I sort of lay out the narrative, I fill in the gaps of the world, and pretend to be everyone else who isn't them. So you can watch some of our clips online. You'll see me pretend to be a mouse, pretend to be a troll, pretend to be a river, pretend to be a scream, pretend to be comfortable doing this, any of those things. So I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to make bad calls, I'm going to get rules wrong, but the hope is that all the mistakes I make while we play this game become your learnings if you're a first-time DM and inspire you to take up the books, play with your family and friends. I'm failing on the internet in a kind of rather embarrassing way, so you can fail in front of your friends in hopefully a less embarrassing way. But maybe they've got some pretty burning nicknames for you. Like, of course, Pissy Pants Peter's going to get the DM wrong. So sorry, Peter, there's no hope for you. Point is, as famed dungeon master Samuel Beckett once said, fail again, take 5d6 psychic damage. With that in mind, We've created a special prize for any viewer who does spot the things I get wrong. You can email us at rollforhomebrew@gmail.com, and you could be in the running to win the Don't Be That Gygax Award, which is named after the inventor of Dungeons & Dragons with his friends. I think there's other people involved, but Gygax is the main one. That's kind of it. Actually, I do have a Don't Be That Gygax Award for this week. It goes to our very own player, Wesley Evans, who was that Gygax in the pub over the week, who reminded me that the players took a short rest in episode 1. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. And he should have gotten a lot of his strength attribute points back from a short rest. So you're right, Gavin, aka Rian. Mark those strength points back and flex it up.
Oh,
I'm going to punch something. I'm going to punch something good.
Does anyone have any announcements they wanna announce? We don't have any sponsors, so it's really just kind of plugging like communions.
Give us money, maybe.
Well, if you're a beer company and you want one of your beers on the show, a really easy way to become a people, place, thing, noun, adjective, verb is just point us towards some beers, and maybe you could be this week's Northern Lights. Who knows? So if there's no announcements and there's no sponsors or all that kind of stuff, without further ado, get yourself a drink, pull up a every week you fake laugh, and every week it just throws me off.
It's always going to happen.
Well, we're about to dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. And maybe one of these days we'll have like a title sequence we cut to. Who knows? Maybe. Not today. As we always say to professionalism, not today. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia, where bustling port towns, large fortress cities, sleepy lakeside villages, hillside hamlets all populate the land. And imagine, if you will, a vast ravine cut between two large cliffs. We see suspended across this gap a taut rope, and it's looped and tied off around large oak trees on either side, with tension crunching and tearing into the bark. Facing off across the ravine, we see two large orcs, their muscles rippling a sort of death glare as they step up and try to balance on the rope itself. Each of them take a few steps forward towards the ravine, balancing on the rope as solid ground gives way to a nothingness below. One is holding a large pole, which does help considerably with keeping their balance and not losing his footing. The other has no such crutch. He's casually tossing a hand axe from left to right. It's a little bit cocky, but who knows, it might put him off balance. And before they reach the center, before they reach what one would consider a fair starting point, we hear an axe whistle through the air. And the orc with the pole wobbles and just plummets below. A female voice wails out in anguish as our quick-thinking axe-throwing orc returns to his side of the ravine, and we see an impressive mantle of pelts wrap around his shoulders. A new chief of the tribe has been chosen. But that was then. And this is now. Across the shoulders of a much hairier, lanky, long-armed creature rests a simple bear pelt cloak.
Oh, it is me. I thought I was going to just assume control of a badass character you were describing.
No. A cloth mask covering the secret he desperately wishes to conceal within. It is, of course, our sexy adventurer, Arlington.
Yeah.
And beside him stand our three other sexy adventurers by the names of Rian, Huck, and Iggy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, starring ba-bow, ba-bow, and special guest, Lucy Newsom. Arlington, if you wouldn't mind giving us a sort of rough catch-up of a recap for episode 1 to any viewers who haven't seen episode 1 and aren't arsed watching like 2.5 hours of footage just to enjoy this one.
I know I wouldn't be.
I barely review myself.
Yeah, I know. I'm not paying attention at all. Last week we kind of took off where our initial game had ended. Mm-hmm. We had explored a forgotten tomb of Hibernian lore and found what's the word? Casket? No, what's the word?
Coffin?
Coffin. Yes, I was like, it's not casket. Stone coffin. And a tapestry with ancient stories of a hero called Lou.
Lobo. Oh, no.
No.
Correct. Yeah.
But it was initially Lou, right?
It was initially Lou.
Lou had a sword and a shield, and then eventually got passed down to a hero called Lobo.
Yes.
Who we discovered was buried in the stone coffin.
He was.
We found his shield an incredibly powerful ancient artifact called the Beads of the Goose, which allow the user to poop an egg, and sometimes it's gold. But it's always edible, which is my favorite part. We also found a secret room behind the tapestry, which had a super badass sword in what we learned is a plinth. We as people learned, and it's fun to grow.
I looked it up on the actual internet. It's a plinth.
It's a plinth. Oh, great!
Yeah, yeah.
I was right.
Now, in fairness, he knew that initially. It's like, did you know it's a plinth? Yes, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew it was
And
a plinth.
is the stuff that goes up the side of a sword fluting?
Who knows?
We'll never know.
Well, I'm glad that you learned. Fluting is a word.
Depending on the length of the sword, it's either low fluting or high fluting. Which is
that's
actually, I should give all credit to Keelan. I think he said that off stream like 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Feeling
Possibly.
that, yeah.
Stole that shit. We tried to take the sword that was in the plinth. We managed to break what turned out to be a salt circle,
Yes.
and a ghostly creature screamed real loud and attacked us. But we wrecked it. It's totally dead now, and we're all covered in ectoplasm and goop. We caught our breath, made our way back to the Dead Pony Club, which is a super suspicious farmstead turned Airbnb. Yeah, no, it's super suspicious. I don't know.
Just
They're
the
so
name,
lovely.
but
Yeah.
everything
Who would
else
trust
is-
the Dead Pony Club?
We keep calling it an Airbnb, but I've made
Oh, no, I mean-
in my mind with E,
That's
I, or
Era,
exactly
era,
like-
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Which for any international listens, era or air, sometimes it's just shorthand for like Irish for Ireland.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly what I was thinking, like Airbnb. We came back, met our old friend, the owner of the inn Cahill Dwyer, which I knew off the top of my head.
Nickname
Hollis and
Hollis and
Nickname,
Fentiman.
Hollis and
Yeah.
Which is, I've never heard anyone's nickname be something and something, but I'm totally fine with it.
and longer than their original.
This saves no time, but we are fast friends now. And then sitting at the table awaiting us was a very suspicious hooded bounty hunter called the Backwoods Bastard, who's been chatting away to Rian in Thieves' Cant, which sounds suspiciously like, well, how does it sound? Actually, no, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, we've since dropped the Thieves' Cant, so we
Yes.
might give this week's viewers like a kind of a brief Thieves' Cant conversation just so they catch them up. So,
Yeah.
Jesus, didn't see you there. Sure, I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah, wasn't it Irish College the last time I saw you? And by which I mean, hey, I remember seeing you in Inish Bay.
Yeah, and by which I mean, are you part of the secret organization of which we both know the secret language for?
I remember I was a Gaeilgeoir back in the day. By which I mean, yeah, I am part of that secret organization.
And that's just a little flavour of this week's Thieves' Cant. Who knows what the thieves in other cities and villages and other places speak? So
That's a nice out, so you don't have to stick with that for the rest of the campaign.
It's a very limited Thieves' Cant. Well, I only spent one summer in Irish College.
I never learned it. It's my own version.
But people do talk about Irish College all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I'd
That's
believe
true.
it if it was
Yeah.
like Rian's just
and it
living
is
in
like
the
a
past.
secret language.
And for anyone who's not from Ireland, Irish College in other countries is a university.
It's not. Just look it up. It's where we go and you only speak Irish, which is a real language. A lot of people don't know that. Internationally, obviously, here we do. Because they're like,
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
I think you mean just with an Irish accent.
We're all doing a Twitch stream in our.
No, you'd never know it.
Yeah, we're all doing a Twitch stream in our second language. Everyone, obviously
Yes.
we all could be speaking
We're all
Irish.
Gaeilgeoirs, yeah.
Ugh,
The most
Taw.
terrifying.
probably Sha.
I know.
Anyway, Arlington, sorry, we really interrupted.
I think
now
that's
you
it.
know how I feel.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I like being on this side of the table, ruining your stories. We found the Backwoods Bastard. He's been trading verbal blows with Rian, and basically, I think did we picked up on the fact that he knew who we were? He basically threatened.
He threatened
you.
us.
Yeah.
He threatened us in the end.
He
yeah.
tried to read my mind to find out
yeah.
how well I know these guys. So when he found out that we had just met maybe a week ago, not even a week ago, 3 days ago.
Feels like forever, though.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has been forever since we
It has been dragging. I agree.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
He found out that we haven't known each other that long, and so made an offer to Hook and Iggy that if they helped take me and Arlington back to Inish Bay, he'd get them passage to Driat. And if I recall correctly, they told him where to go.
Which is like
Driat.
into the
To
palm of their
Driat,
hand.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't shade.
Yeah.
These strangers?
Go. Go.
Yeah. I'm just-
Around my little finger.
Because in 3 days we could be best friends.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's pretty much all caught up. So you guys are in this homely sort of L-shaped kitchen. So it's like a long sort of dining room area, and then into sort of the exit into the courtyard or the farmyard. I guess it's a farm, so it would be a farmyard.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
And then around the corner to where the sort of food preparation area is. I believe they call them kitchens.
In certain cultures, yes.
And then there's a pantry behind there. So, but you're kind of over by the tables where you would have had your dinner and breakfast.
Yeah.
When you first stayed here as guests. Cahill had left. He kind of left you to it. He had those other things to do, so he kind of wandered off fairly quickly.
Do we give him his bag of gold? No.
No, not yet.
Okay.
And the last thing.
Not yet is fairly optimistic.
True. So sitting with his elbows up on the table, knuckles underneath his chin, the very last thing you heard from Halcyon was after you refused his offer to take what was 500 gold for the bounty on Arlington and 5,000 gold the bounty on Rian, and you said, well, go screw yourselves twice ways to tomorrow. And he said, well, then I'm afraid I can't let you leave until we come to something agreeable for both parties. He doesn't change his tone, but it's just fun to. Well, then I'm afraid I can't let you leave until we come to something agreeable for all parties concerned. These are wanted men. I am going to bring them in for their crimes. I'm going to bring them back to Inish Bay to face the consequences.
What crimes? What are their crimes? They're such nice
Do
boys.
Are you speaking in common?
Speaking plain.
Speaking plain.
We've dropped. Sure, you'd know if I was speaking in these.
Asked and answered. Yep.
So what was the crimes?
Yeah.
Well, Arlington.
I don't think it's very important. There's just crimes that have been committed, and does it matter what they are?
I think it does.
I think Iggy speaks for all of us when we say.
Friend when I say I do want to know.
I'm afraid, no matter what you've been told, I'm afraid I can't go to prison. I'm sorry.
I will give you the goodwill of explaining to these people yourselves if you want before I tell them.
That doesn't really seem okay. So I was in. So I blacked out. I don't really drink all that much, as you may have noticed. And when I awoke, I was placed in an alleyway with many corpses. There was blood, and I was framed, basically.
You were framed?
I was framed.
Oh, that's awful.
And I've never met this gentleman before, but I don't relish telling you this, but you've been made a fool of. But we can help you.
If Ireland say he didn't do it, he didn't do it.
I didn't. I really didn't.
I didn't either.
Diddly I. Now, I'm going to make a hazard guess, because originally I actually thought I was on the hunt for a half-orc. Have you always known his true nature? And it wasn't actually until I saw you, Rian, and heard of stories of you leaving on a boat that was conveniently sunk near some orc pirate ships. You wouldn't know anything about that, of course. That I put two and two together. They're playing you for fools. Arlington is wanted for the attempted murder of Lord Jacob Lervig of House Lervig, one of the high-up noble families connected with the Galway Bay Shipping Company. That's a beer, by the way. Or a beer company. It's a brewer. And they're delicious. But from previous sessions. I feel like we should call them out on stream. Now they're on stream.
Yeah.
Anyway. Act.
Good.
Seamless.
And given that one of their ships was then sunk by known pirate affiliate Rian here, I think you could say they're in cahoots.
Really thought you were going to say deep water.
Why would I say deep water? They're clearly on dry land.
The sinking of a ship, we witnessed. It was.
We were there. Sure, it
feisty
wasn't them.
orcs.
And that's where you seem to be mistaken. Because you know Rian as a pirate affiliate. Whereas these people, and I know myself now, as a former pirate affiliate.
That almost spiraled out of control for you.
Trust me, the last thing I would want to do is have anything to do with those pirates. And in fact, when that boat sank, I tried to convince these people to sail with me and to take one of the pirate ships.
It's true, he did. If you were there, you would have seen it was quite a violent
Did he?
attack.
It's
Yeah.
hard to see how it
Yeah.
would have been beneficial for him to have sunk the boat himself in the middle of the water.
Also beneficial to suggest to go attack a ship in which all of his allies are on, for no witnesses.
That does look bad, I will agree, but you weren't there, man. You couldn't see the honesty in my eyes.
He's not a half orc, and that whole group with
Oh,
half
no,
orcs.
I am a half orc, I'm afraid. It's very, absolutely, yes.
I was talking about the. Oh no, they were full orcs.
They were full orcs.
Pirates are full orcs.
Yeah.
Never go full orc.
And what's your story? You're a bounty hunter. And who are you hunting this bounty for? Because I don't know many policing authorities, or many government officials, or even any semi-state bodies that have 5,000 gold lying around.
5,000 gold.
Well, the bounty I have is for Arlington. I happen to know there's a bounty on your head for the leader of the Rascals, the Thieves Guild of Inish Bay. Again, another brewing company in Ireland. A lot of things happened off screen.
Well,
leader.
I know that I don't want anything to do with the Thieves Guild anymore. And I know that Arlington most certainly doesn't want to go to prison. So,
Call has a farm dog, but just explain any farm noises that were picked up. Quiet, Betsy.
Betsy's a good dog name.
yeah, and how would the black backwoods bastard know that the dog's name was Betsy?
Quiet, Betsy. You don't hear that. You don't hear that.
So when you say you guess you can't let us leave until we come to some sort of arrangement, I think myself and Arlington certainly, and I would hope our new allies, Iggy and Huck, have come to some sort of impasse with yourself.
Boyo, sure, I know a fair bit about the old Fianna there, and sure, I'm basically one of them. I need these lads for some Fianna-based trial business, but sure, I can promise you I'll smack them on down to the old bounty hunters and tell them to send on the old cash to yourself. You give me what was Halcyon Backwoods Bastard? Is that your full name? Sure, will they know how to get you some money?
Halcyon.
Halcyon. Oh, okay, sure. Grand.
Backwood Bastard was a unfortunate nickname I picked up.
I
believe I heard on the streets it's because he's a bastard and we shouldn't trust him.
It's not hugely inventive, it paints a picture.
Yeah, you know what? I called you Boyo. That's the classic Fianna slang. And I can do the Fianna handshake.
Roll a persuasion check.
Sweet.
I'm not very good at taking quizzes. I hope there's no quiz in the trial. I'm not very eloquent.
12.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
He doesn't seem to be
It's a good modifier.
that swayed by you.
Of course, yeah.
12. It would have been a high enough DC to convince him. It's he's on a job. Oh look, it's the boss. I can't use my own free will as a regular person to just use common sense. Rules are rules.
Insight check to see if he's telling the truth.
Oh, I know the Fianna. They're not really, there's a lot of lone rangers, if forgive the pun, if you will.
Arlington, what's your AC?
Oh, that's a 14.
You got a shield recently, didn't you?
16.
Yeah.
16.
Cool.
You're dead.
You feel
Embarrassed.
I need you to make a con saving throw as you feel just something kind of sink into your gut.
No, I don't though, because I got a natural 20, and even then I have a +4, so I got 24.
So you make the save.
So I whatever he's doing, I'm gonna flex it off.
But you do look down and you see a small crossbow bolt lodged into your.
Someone's misplaced a small dinner knife.
Let me just figure out some damage, and you take 6 points of damage. And at this point, the hands that he's been resting on, he kind of just comes through, and you realize that they haven't been there, and his hands have been under the table.
These are fake arms.
And he's wanking. Damn it.
Crossbow bow. I only got
Every
the one
city
in
I
me.
go to.
Oh, he's a bastard, all right.
And at that point, I need you all to roll initiative.
Let's hope it's better than that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey,
damn.
I should probably do this too.
That would be... What is with it? So my persuasion check, I rolled a 6 and had a 6 boost. My
Okay.
initiative, I rolled a 3. I have a +3 initiative, so 6. Maybe that's how it's always going to work.
All right.
Which is going to be very
Anyone-
bad for the rest of this session.
Anyone above a 20?
Yes.
Okay. One of you guys, either or.
21.
25.
25. 25 and then 21. Anyone who's next down from that?
I know, I'm 15. So
Then
that
you.
would be me.
15. And then yourself, Hook?
6.
6. Nice.
6.
Good. Good. And so what essentially happened there was that Halcyon got a surprise round off on you guys, but we are now...
No.
oh?
Maybe
not.
Where are we? I don't think I can be surprised. As long as I'm conscious, as long as I rage instantly. Let me double check that.
Dude.
Can you instantly
Dude.
rage at that?
I'm so sorry, I didn't.
I
write
don't
down
know
the
anything
full
about
thing.
Barbarian
No.
5th edition, but instant rage is usually something that comes after a while.
I'm so sorry. I thought I'd
You do that, and I'll remind if there's any sponsors out there who want to throw some shekels this way. By all means, do. And
Or
a quick-
euros, because shekels isn't...
Oh, shekels is internet money.
yeah.
And anyone who's interested in their kind of like monsters, beasties, the kind of is fascinated by a monster manual.
Nope, wrong ability. I don't get that till 7th level.
I would have
Anyone-
thought that would be quite powerful
In
at the
3
start.
years' time. But anyone
My
who's interested in
apologies.
their monsters or beasties and all that kind of stuff, or like monster manual kind of stuff, a really great show, which I take a lot of inspiration from for this, is called Sexy Beasts. They're a podcast and they review cryptids. Some of them are Irish cryptids, so they're really, really fascinating. They do Banshee, Puka, the usuals, leprechaun, that kind of thing.
Fairies.
Oh, that'd be
Fairies, you
they're
know,
really good
Tatzel
one.
Worm, all around the world. So give them a listen. They're on the Head Stuff Podcast Network. Sexy Beasts Pod, I think
So-
is them.
Yep.
Not to be confused with the dating show where they put people up in loads of animatronics or whatever.
Is that a real show?
Yeah, called Sexy Beasts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Check
It's
them
about the
both
only
out.
dating show. It's a British dating show.
What am I doing here? Yeah, check them out. I find them great as a DM, as a first-time DM, to like uncover new monsters that often are in the monster manual, but also it's a fun kind of way to learn about abilities and different kind of folklore things. So always a good shit. So you can get surprised.
Yes, sorry, that's a different ability. I got confused. I'm new to barbarians.
No worries. Top of the round, Rian, you are up, and you have this guy sitting at a table, hands on the table, with a little like what you assume is a crossbow.
Then I'd like
That's the noise crossbows make.
then I'd like to take this opportunity and run across the table and attack him one-on-one
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
with
Yeah.
my short sword.
So you very swiftly hop 1, 2, 3, and you're up on the table. You have the higher ground.
Oh, game over.
So make an attack roll. I don't know if that actually gives you any sort of advantage.
Oh, shit.
Is he not eye to eye as a
That's a halfling.
Yeah.
You have the higher ground, and by that I mean you're eye to eye.
like jump up the table like Mario style? Boop, boop,
Yep.
boop, boop.
I have a feeling a 15 won't do it.
15 is just short. So you're using. Are you using your
Much
new
like
sword,
yourself.
or what are you using?
I'm using my old sword. Fragarak is still on my back.
Cool. So you go out and he just kind of seeing you coming straight forward, just sort of does a swift little like
Oh,
Damn.
that's pretty embarrassing.
and a little kind of like
Fuck. Son of a bitch. You're a bastard.
and his ratty little mustache is like
yeah, that's
he
just
is
a dick
like-
move.
ooh. He's like Peter Parker in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh, I need to kill him
where
now, but
Joe
that's so
Manganiello
good.
is like, whoa, and he's like, whoa. Huh. But he's not surprised. He's done this 1,000
Okay.
times.
This changes everything about this NPC, and I love him.
Arlington, it is your turn.
I am going to.
That's a good guard dog.
Yeah,
the
it's
counters have
real-
started, and it's like,
real
oh
dangerous.
shit, trouble.
You can close the window if you'd like. It would.
I like it because we don't have Sirenscape. We
Okay.
normally use Sirenscape, so this is actually pretty good for farmyard noises.
I hope they can actually hear it.
How far away is the backwards bastard from me?
Oh, he's only like 15 feet away. Like you
Okay.
guys were at the entrance. He's at the table. He's sitting down.
Okay, then I want to similarly leap up over the table and kind of get to the other side of him, like get into melee range and kind of get around to the other side, so he's sort of pincered between myself and Rian.
Oh, clever.
And do I get any bonus for that, or is it just Rian gets a...
I think you both get advantage if you're flanking, and I
Yeah.
wasn't certain if someone's sitting down if that counts as prone. Probably not. I'm gonna say he's a bastard, but like I'm not a bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's sitting directly into the table, it's gonna be hard for him to maneuver about.
Well,
I mean,
It's
you
worse
tell
than,
me.
Worse
Well,
than
no.
prone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if he's prone, then we have an easier time, and he has a harder time.
Yeah, but I'm not going to count him as prone because
Ah.
he's just sitting on a table. Or maybe he's not. Maybe his legs are fake. No, they're real. They're real legs.
They're cannons.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna sprint up to the other side.
Yes.
And I'm going to. Oh no. Okay, so I had my shield out, which means I can't be using my great axe. I was holding it in my hand, so I'm going to stow my shield on my back.
Sure.
So now my AC is 14. I'm going to two-hand the great axe because I can't use that one-handed.
Right.
So it's kind of worth it for now. And I'm going to try and cleave him in twain and be like, I can't go to prison.
Have you ever been? Is this just like you're like Jean Valjean or something?
It's kind of normal to be afraid
Stole a
of prison,
loaf
I
of
think.
bread.
Prison here is lovely.
I mean, have you ever been?
That is a 15 to hit.
A 15
What-
just misses.
Is that not with advantage though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because you're flanking. Yeah, roll
Yes,
with
yes,
advantage
yes,
for
yes.
sure. Yeah,
Oh, no, a natural one. It's a 15.
yeah. 15 again, just barely misses. But this time you actually do kind of catch a bit of the cloak, and it just goes.
Got a lot of faith in our old.
Do I hit the fake
fighters
arm? Is that
there.
what I
Yeah,
hit?
you're doing great.
Well, the arms
Yeah.
had disappeared. He dropped his sort of illusionary arms.
Oh, I fully thought they were mannequin arms. Okay, that's a shame.
That's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
what
then
I
you could
was
put
like,
in.
Store
a
in
little-
that one.
Yeah. They're all mannequins. I'm just above the farm being like. Again, 15 just barely misses.
Okay.
But you do get a large, satisfying into the bench. Roll damage.
All right.
You're just messing up the good old Dead Pony Club.
That is a 12 slashing damage.
I don't know how much HP a bench has, but it's probably less than a level 1 character. So.
Cow!
And that does actually, hold on.
Does he fall flat in his ass because the chair explodes underneath him?
Well, it might. He's sitting on a bench. The
It
bench
gets splinters
might,
in his bum.
I'm hoping for damage from that.
He manages to just about recover only because of the movement he was making with. So he kind of steps back, but he's still theoretically in flanking with you guys.
Cool.
Next on the initiative is the Backwood Bastard, who I think is Founders or Sierra Nevada. I don't know which one will make it, but you look it up. It's actually pretty cool. It's one of those oaky, syrupy, like 11% beers, which is why the last episode went a little bit lula. That's the kind of fun you get in homebrew. We roll the dice, both literally and figuratively. Hence why I'm on a micro IPA this week. Lesson learned. Right, so it is his turn. And then on deck we have Iggy. So he is going to try... So he stows his... Actually, he doesn't stow his hand axe. He just unsheaths his scimitar. So he now has single-handed, one-handed hand axe, small little
Dual
pew-pewer, and then scimitar in one hand. And he is going to try grapple you, Arlington.
Good luck.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is going to end so badly. So what I'm making athletics?
You're making an athletics check. How much can you? Because I bet I can.
promising.
Bigger.
6?
Ooh, natty 1.
Because I got it too.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he kind of fumbles and scumbles, something to do with the bench. He's not really found his footing, but he is trying to grab you. That is his.
I want to try, if he's going for me, I want to put my hand on his head and kind of keep him from getting to me.
You do, but it just like both of you are clumsy. You would think with all the training from the Fianna, one of the mightiest warriors in Hibernia, he just sort of like reaches past, you reach past.
It's a slap fight.
Stay away from me. Now I'm using a homebrewed stat block for this guy. Wes, I'm gonna have to use your DM knowledge or chat if you happen to know the answer to this. He's used his action to try grapple. Therefore,
No more attacks.
No more attacks.
So when you use your action to attack, if he has multi-attack, then he can attack multiple times, but has to use the attack action.
Yes, that is correct. So he's going to use his bonus action to Hunter's Mark you. I don't know if you'd know that, but you do now.
You just kind of stop and then point at me.
You're marked,
Yeah.
son. I'm pretty sure that was his accent from episode 1 too. So you
I
know.
mean, close enough. It's intimidating as all hell.
Yes. He's not going to use his movement, so that's the end of his turn. And Iggy, you are up. You have your line of sight is a little bit difficult because you have Rian on a table in front of this guy. You've got Arlington behind, kind of towering over, and
Really
he's
sounds
sort
like
of in the
a
middle.
porno.
So, like, if you need line of sight, you might need to move one side or the other,
Oh,
but you mightn't.
did?
And then obviously Hook,
Now giving me a new thing to try. I don't think I need.
What's the spell?
Sleep.
Spell.
Well, I think it's an area of
Sleep?
effect.
Sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does
It's
it
like
say
a
anything
20-foot
about, like-
area or something, I
grand.
think.
Yeah, it's
Beg your
a zone. Like, so I'm still in the doorway because I did learn from reading that I should stay back in fights. So
You've been
Iggy
reading about
plays
your
a
character.
bard.
I know,
It's probably
it
on
doesn't
the
sound like
Oh yeah,
the things. Actually, I'm this way, I think, or this way.
Yeah, that's right.
that way. Yeah.
But point slightly down.
I can't with this one. I'm just. Oh, there we
There
go.
you go. Okay.
The reverse stab. So go ahead.
But yeah, so I'm gonna like slightly hide in the doorway, but I'm gonna like whisper my spell around the doorway, and I'm gonna just draw. I'm gonna draw on my I think I'm gonna draw a bunch of sheep that he has to count, and I'll just hold it to the room, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But the magic will work without line of sight. Still, that's
Yeah.
just to help everyone go to sleep. So I think I need to do.
Just to help
So
them
you
go.
need to
5
roll a
D8s.
bunch of dice to try get a high enough number to put him to sleep. So
Yeah.
you kind of scratch on your chart, like it's a kind of a what's the slate? It's a slate, and you've chalk, and you kind of on this chalkboard like sheep, 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 sheep. And how many? What's the
16.
total? You draw 16.
sheep do you-
16
Yeah, well, 16 sheep.
Yeah,
so
I
good.
lost count, I'll be honest, and I'm like again.
You start to doze off. as
Yeah,
you-
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like occupational hazard. Okay, come on. Yeah, 16.
16 is I don't know how much you would know from the spell, but it doesn't even seem to wash over him. He's had a good night's rest. Like he's like, it's not nappy time for the backwoods bastard.
Okay.
So you still have your bonus action and you still have your movement.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just to Huck. I'm gonna just to try and inspire him quickly before I go behind the doorway to hide. I'm gonna just draw a picture of him, but he's just like a little bit taller, and his jawline looks a little bit better. Just pump him up a little bit, you know. And
Bump
just
up the
to show
jam.
Yeah. So you're a bit inspired for the next go, and then I'm
Great.
just gonna hide.
Cool. So you back out of the
From
room.
behind the slate.
I'm just kind of I'm still like kind of looking, but I am trying to hide.
Sure. Yeah, and the way that the farm is laid out, it is sort of like a corridor that leads into this sort of long space. So there is a good angle. Like coming down the corridor, the table is what you see first before you turn around.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me.
I mean, I know the guy's probably most afraid of my character and is really like, where's that girl gone, you know? But so I'm just going to try and hope he forgets and hide.
Hope you forget. It's super intimidating.
Yeah.
So Hook, you see you drawn taller than 16 sheep, which does fill you with some sort of battle readiness.
Aye, that looks right.
Yep. And it is your turn.
Great. What does inspiration do?
I think you get an extra roll.
You get to roll a d6 on saving throws, ability checks, maybe
I
attacks.
think attack.
Maybe
Any
attacks.
D20
Yeah,
style.
Not
Yeah, any
I'm,
sort of
I'm
D-
using
Not damage though.
Okay.
I think that's
not
a
damage,
college of
Oh, but is
valor
it not
bard.
on not magic things? Don't
Well, I
they
don't
do?
know. I have no
No,
idea.
no. If you roll a D20 to do something, it'll
Yeah.
work. So
Okay.
saving throw to hit
Cool. So
something.
to hit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ability
so it'll help
checks.
to hit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
great. That's perfect. I'm going to chuck down a wee jack.
With your bonus action or just a free action or whatever. You drop a jack. I
Yeah.
think we discussed this. You drop a jack.
I drop a jack. Yeah.
Yeah. Good dunk.
And I will fire out the old catapult spell. He's within 60 feet.
He is, but
And I
you
can
would
see
have to
him.
move slightly to get that kind of line up from the ground.
Cool. Well, actually, I think it's just the jack has to be. I can chuck it onto the ground within line of sight of him, I think.
Yes, you could.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
but
maybe not. I can move. I don't
but
mind.
you'd have to aim the jack because it's a straight line going up to a table to him.
To avoid doing
So-
all of the reading, I'm pretty sure I just pick a thing and then pick a direction that it goes for 90 feet if it doesn't hit anything.
What I'm saying is that from the ground to him, there's a table.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So that line would be kind of, you might hit the table.
Right.
But if you just move slightly to the left or to the right,
I'll move then. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally
why
ground.
don't I just do that in my head and just kind of, hey, you just do it.
I'm already grounded moving.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
planning
yeah,
on doing
yeah. I
anything
should've
else.
just
Right.
done that.
Throw a jack down.
causing problems.
I'm
that
gonna hit him with a catapult.
That's a ranged spell attack?
It is a ranged spell attack.
Cool.
Instantaneous bludgeoning damage, just in
Yes.
case that's relevant.
Yep.
So I have to do a spell attack, right?
Yes, you do. You need to roll a
Nice.
Yeah.
That was 19 without any of my additional
okay.
nonsense. Where is my spell thing? I made a point of writing it down. I made it really small. +6 plus whatever she adds.
So that hits. One thing I have to ask from a DM's point of view is, do you get your spell slots back? Do you have spell slots as a sorcerer from a long rest?
I've been tracking. I didn't. Well, one, I didn't rest in the last session, and
Yes,
two, I've
that's
been
correct.
tracking what
So
spells
yeah,
I've
you're
used.
fine. But you're probably running a little bit low from the shadow fight, the spectre fight, and then this.
Oh no,
fight,
this is
right?
my last offensive spell. Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
I'll just be calling him names after this.
I mean, it works for Iggy.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't happen to have vicious mockery, but maybe just like mild
I can
mockery.
give it a bash. I can give it a bash.
Demoralizing mockery.
He's already called the backwards bastard.
Yeah.
Or back.
So roll for damage, I guess.
Cool. It is 3d8, I think.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is. I think it's
3d8.
pretty
Chunky
powerful.
one, yeah.
It's a chunky spell.
2.
Yep.
1. Oh,
Don't count down. Just roll for damage.
and 1.
Oh, you've been waiting to use that.
So 4 in total.
4 in total.
Do you add anything to that?
No, I don't think so.
I
Okay.
think it was us calling it a chunky spell beforehand that really.
This
made
don't
that
hurt.
even
It's all on
Yeah.
you guys. I take no blame.
Like Bobby Durst, we jinxed it. So the jack flies through the air, catapults, some might say, and you see that he has a scimitar, and he kind of clocks it, and he thinks, "Well, I try sort of some fancy Indiana Jones stuff to flick this out of the way," and he goes, "It's a jack," and I go, "Ding!" And he goes, "Yeah, it's a jack." He's getting smarmier. I like how his character is developing as we play, which brings us to the top of the round.
So
Rian.
so there's been 4 of us and we've done 4 damage. This could take a while.
Yay.
Not for him though. So we're flanking him still.
Yes.
Grand. So I'd like to attack. That's a 5, and that is a 17 plus 24.
24 hits.
And because it's advantage, I get to use a little sneak attack.
That's correct. Because if Arlington wasn't there, you'd get sneak attack as a swashbuckler.
swashbuckler,
But
because
because
it's
you're getting
one up.
advantage, you get sneak attack. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll look at
Don't
it.
even advantage you get sneak attack.
Yeah.
So,
Don't worry, I'm pretty confident in all this HP.
oh,
Show me in 5 minutes.
son of a bitch. So that's 6 plus 5. That's 11 damage.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah.
And then I've got bonus actions that I could use, but I've already hit him, so I'm disengaged. I can dash and I can hide.
Yes.
But I think we need to take this guy 1-on-1, so I'm going to just stay where I am.
So you, with your... Is it a long sword? A rapier? What do you have?
I've got a short sword.
Short sword. You with your short sword just kind of knock his scimitar aside, flip it around, knock his hand crossbow aside, and then upwards with one kind of swashbuckling swipe. Ka-ching! Just kind of slice him. It's not a deep cut. It's shallow enough, but you do rip through what is quite a crisp white shirt and see the seeping of a little bit of red. And just a little bit of hairy green skin. Not the skin isn't hairy, but he's green and he's got a little bit of a ginger fluff. So it actually looks like white green.
And we all stop and put our hands on.
You're forced to. You're incapacitated by your patriotism. Arlington, your go. That was everything, right?
Everything for me.
Does it?
Yes.
I'm going to. So you're staying put.
I'm staying put. I'm still on the table. I'm like, fucking. Oh wait, free action. I call him a dickhead.
I prefer to go by bastard.
He said he didn't prefer bastard.
What to dickhead?
I'm gonna kind of start. I'm not shoving, but I'm kind of trying to stop his grapple that I'm assuming is still going on. And as I peer over his shoulder and see that Rian's sticking around to help out, I'm gonna grip my my axe with both hands and look at me. I was like,
I'm so sorry, but I can't go to prison and I have to protect him too.
I'm going to attack him.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good thing I have advantage because that was a big old 3. Ooh. That is 17.
17. You feel like you're going to break his guard, but with his scimitar, with his hand axe on one side and his scimitar on the other, he just about manages to, and using his reaction, parry your attack. Ooh. Just about. But it's close. And he's a little bit, like you see just the first bead of sweat and a little bit of fear, seeing how quickly you've almost got through his guard. And that hasn't happened to Halcyon in quite some time. And he delves into this backstory and strap yourselves in.
Since my murdered father have I battled someone.
But it doesn't land.
Cool. I'm gonna just tighten my grip again. I'm gonna just keep huffing and puffing and hopefully I can blow him down. But I'm staying where I am.
Cool. Your bonus action, you don't need to do anything. Grant. Cool. So Halcyon's turn comes up, and once again he kind of ducks low and sort of tries to bear tackle you to get this grapple on.
Okay.
So he's gonna go for another grapple.
Hell bent on tackling the big guy.
Okay.
Where are we? That is a 19 on my part.
Ooh. So he only got a 17. So again, he goes in, but you just sort of stand your ground. And like, you feel like the sort of hard, dusty wood floor of the dead pony club kind of gives a little, but you're just like, this isn't even my final form. And you just like flex and push back. And you push back so much that he does kind of get pulled back a little bit. So now that
so hard he pulled.
Yes. Dick jokes. Using his bonus action.
Yeah. It's like you,
Yeah.
you made that
No.
picture.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing to myself. D stands for Dick Master. I regret saying it instantly.
Gonna be calling you Dick Master for like the rest of
Yeah.
this.
Dick Master. There we go.
What have I done? And he flees. He pulls out his crossbow and is it spiking? Did I spike the mics? I spiked the mics. like a good old
Wait, you spiked these mics?
yeah. Touchdown. Da, 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 da. Using his bonus action, he pulls out his small little hand bow. He is, if anyone's pieced it together, a crossbow expert. That's the feat he has.
I was thinking, since he's only now attacking with a crossbow, that he must be a specialist of some sort. Not the fact that he managed to, like, very, in a specialized way, deflect my attacks with his sword. This guy knows his way around a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
he
smaller the bow and arrow, the more the expert. Is that it?
The smaller the weapon, the better he
We
is with
saw
it.
how small it was, and it was like, whoa! They only give those to the.
It's like a little derringer, like one of those little in the sleeve. Like,
Yeah. Like the Men in Black tiny gun. It's like, why'd you give me this?
and you see him. Come on, Ben. Keep focused. You see him kind of dip the bolt when it's loaded in the hand crossbow into a little jar on his leg and fire it again. Pew pew! Why am I rolling a d10? I know how this game works. So does a 24 hit?
who me?
Yes.
Is it just a direct attack? Yeah.
Yeah, direct attack. Yeah, I know.
He's attacking me.
He's attacking you with a little
Direct
crossbow.
attack.
Yeah.
24 does hit.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, cool. Yeah. Good to know. I need you to make another con saving throw.
17.
17. You feel the bolt go in, and you feel it sort of pulse into your veins, but it's not an unfamiliar feeling for you. You've been poisoned before, having like delved into some wilderness berries, being going because you know you've lived in the wilds. You are not resistant to poison, but you know the feeling of it, and you just sort of crack the bolt out.
Does the type of poison feel familiar?
Don't ask hard questions.
As in, do I feel like
How
maybe
many
this
types
is
of poison do you
is there
know?
any familiarity? Like, as in, like, oh, I've been poisoned by this poison before.
Yes, it's poison.
Right.
Poison.
Yeah. Acme generic poison.
I figured out the puzzle, guys. It's poison.
No, it's just general poison.
Okay,
It's
so
nothing...
I'm poisoned.
No, you're not.
Oh,
you
nice.
actually shrug it off. But
Oh,
you do
nice.
feel that was a poison arrow that he tried to get you with.
Cool.
You still take damage, which is a pithy... 10.
What?
10 damage.
Okay.
He rolled a d6.
Good thing that didn't hurt me at all.
You just shrug it off, you know, you're
Got
fine.
a little 6 on the old d6. Plus 4, obviously, because that's how you get to the number 10.
All right.
Tell
So
us more.
as I pull the ball down, I was like, "Is that the strongest you can?"
Not on the equipment, Ben.
I know.
Our first spit take.
Cool. That is his turn. He's not going to move. And he did use his reaction this round. Because he tried to parry your...
He successfully parried me.
parried you.
Yes.
Yes.
Successfully parried my attack that was pretty high. Then did 10 damage. Help.
We got a problem here, guys.
You are
It's
up,
me
Iggy.
next.
Yes.
I can't be probably too much help. The only thing I can do is vicious mockery. So I'm gonna just lean my head around and I don't know if I can see him exactly, but I'm just gonna say, "Oh, you look backwards bastard! Your father didn't even want to know you." And yeah, let's see if
Oh.
that was a whopping 3 if it counts.
Does that anything plus to your vicious
Oh
mockery?
wait, what do I?
Because I feel like if he rolled a wisdom saving throw, he got a 12, which I think is lower than your spell save DC.
Oh yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, so he is like, he's not so much hurt by it as just like a little confused.
Surprised.
Surprised. Yeah,
But
bemused.
he is now at a
She means she knows about his
disadvantage
father.
on his next attack.
He is. That is correct.
Yeah. So it's gonna like stick with him a bit, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna be like-
And that was 3 damage.
yes.
Ba-bam.
Whopping 3.
I've added it in.
Sorry.
That's the noise your damage makes. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. He's the Waluigi. Actually, kind of is. He's tall. He's
got a small
Ah,
mustache.
see,
mustache.
now
Okay,
I
so-
like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the perfect amalgamation of Wario, Will Smith, and Tobey Maguire in the best Spider-Man movie ever created.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all basically the same person.
He's white, green, and gold. So he,
Can't not love him.
Huck, you are doing movement, bonus action.
My bonus action.
me-
Who
I'm
wants?
pretty bloody and covered in vomit.
Yeah.
Gotta me.
Would you like some inspiration?
I would.
wow, the blood looks really cool.
That actually kind of suits you. Do you have any bonus action heals?
I don't think healing word is a bonus.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, god damn it!
Yeah, one of
Oh,
them.
yes.
There's healing touch or something.
Just
Now
for
who's the
wounds,
heel?
Yeah, yeah.
This is healing word is one bonus action.
I mean, hypothetically.
While these guys
One-
are discussing, to answer a question from earlier, yes, Goose, Sirenscape is pretty class. You should definitely give it a go. There's a free trial you can do, or you can also pay for like unlock all the packs. I know that was ages ago, but filling dead air. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
What a good DM.
it's my spellcasting ability monitor. That's that, right? Plus
Yep,
4.
spell-
Cool.
yeah, spell
Okay.
attack, yeah.
So I'm gonna just draw a picture of a band-aid, show it to you, and you get 8 points.
8.
that it?
So
Did you
3
roll?
plus.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and I'm plus 5.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
will
yeah. I guess
absolutely-
healing word is plus your charisma.
This is
right?
plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Which would be charisma.
Oh, it's not spell attack plus
It is.
5.
They're
no.
the same,
See,
I think.
no.
It's charisma. No, just charisma. So what's your charisma score?
Charisma is plus 3.
So 6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
6.
I'll take it. Thank you.
No movement. Stay kind of around the corner.
I duck back around the corner.
Cool. Huck.
Great. Yes, as we discussed.
You were just critiquing what just happened. Great, doing.
Yeah, that's
doing
great.
nice.
Great move.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
battle over.
It's
Yeah.
going
Great
well,
job.
yeah.
I wanted it to be my turn.
I want some feedback, you know.
Mm.
Right. How close am I to the guy?
You're close enough.
Close enough. That's exactly what I wanted to be.
That's
Not
exactly
too-
the distance of this spell.
Yeah, close enough. That is, yeah. I am going to try to use Shocking Grasp.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you'd move around the table in this, and
I'm gonna have to be like right beside. I have to
That's
touch it,
grand.
like,
But yeah, you can use your movement to do that.
Cool.
Is he wearing any metal armor?
Yeah. Is he wearing any metal?
No, it's the cloak, and then it's this really crisp white shirt, and then it's his pants. and
Why
then
does
there's,
everyone
like,
at these low levels not have any metal armor?
But very well ironed shirts.
Yeah.
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 I mean, if they're iron shirts, then that's metal.
Oh yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you use something in the kitchen,
Okay.
like throw something metal
Clever
on?
wordplay. You got me.
That works, right? No. Okay. Right.
Throws the lighter from the boat, making the boat. One cigarette lighter. It's a riddle of it throwing something out of a boat. I can't actually remember it. Why have I started this?
I mean,
rabbit
you
hole?
may have forgotten the punchline, but you hailed the delivery.
Well, there's another punchline. Wait, no.
Ooh,
we
I
lost it,
take
right?
like a
Is
two.
someone keeping score of these punchlines?
Yes. So you roll a melee attack.
Yep, that's
believe.
exactly what I do.
Cool.
How do melee attacks work? You know, you'd think I'd know.
Roll a
You-
d20.
it's-
Add your spell casting something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spell modifier. You just.
Yeah.
Oh,
do
that
it
did not go
in-
well.
Up
Okay.
real close.
Why are we so bad? Oh, we're level like 2.
3.
3. Sorry, whatever.
Much better.
I was just being flippant. Thanks for checking.
Dismissive.
Yeah,
You're not expecting nerds to be very particular about the words you use, Keelan.
Sorry,
Then you're in for the wrong kind of show.
it's entirely on me. Yeah. So I've rolled a hit. It's almost certainly not a hit. What's my modifier?
Complicated his notes are compared to ours.
Yeah.
Sorcerers, am I right?
Sorcerers, am I
He's
right?
got a goddamn spreadsheet. I just have a note that says when I'm angry I hit real good.
And it's backwards.
I can't read.
And you just carry that around with you day to day.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
What do
Before
I
we
use
before we
to-
started the
Instead
show.
of the
Do you want
picture
me
of
to
your
quickly look it
children
up
in your
on
wallet.
ye old internet?
No, the picture
What's
of
it
children, they're
called?
not mine.
Shocking
They're from the
grasp?
guy I killed when I
No,
was real angry.
I know what the spell does.
Oh, what are you looking for?
My hitting on a melee.
Uh,
Sorcerer, I've never actually had to hit someone with
I
a
think
stick,
it's just
you
your spell casting.
Yeah, spellcast. It's just the same as a ranged spell attack, but it's in melee range.
know. Oh, okay. So,
So
I
it's just
still
your
use
D20.
my spell attack modifier.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
grand.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's still not going to be great. It's 11.
11 does not hit.
I mean,
Partly the crackling of your hands as you're like, ooh, I think I got. Actually, you would have advantage. No, you wouldn't because you're not flanked from the other side. Sorry, I was about to give you advantage because they'd be flanking.
That's.
hey,
pack
surrounded by
tactics or
3
whatever
people.
it is.
That's
I
fine.
actually no. You know what? It's
It has to be someone from the other side, I think.
yeah, but given how this is going, and he feels like he's being kind of like pressured, and the recent dad comment, and he's just like picturing his large family. I'll give you advantage
I
just
think-
because
large
I think,
family.
I think it would work if he's on
Like
like
loads of people.
if he's on like Rian's side and I'm flanking from the other side.
you would actually be able to share Arlington's space and then nip back out again. if
Oh
you
yeah,
want.
that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I can stand in.
So,
by
like,
feet,
yeah.
yeah, because he's
No, yeah,
massive.
let's use some tactics.
All right, Fatty, let's go. Ooh, it was worse. That was worse. So we'll go with the original roll.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on
yeah.
a second. I know how to do this. And two arcs of like little lightning just kind of scorch the wood either side of you. But again,
It's like a
no
static electricity shock to our voice.
He comes
back.
running up, shuffling on the carpet now.
Yeah.
bare faffling feet.
It's just the natural hair on his feet. He's just rubbing like.
Really did not expect us another fight before we got a chance to actually sleep in a bed. I'll tell you that much.
we
Hibernia
came
is
here to
dangerous.
sleep.
Yeah.
Don't know how many foreshadowing I should do. It's a dangerous place.
We were outside of the
We're
dangerous place. We were in a gaff.
should
You
just
said
sell
the
these
outsides
guys.
were dangerous. Yeah, we should.
Where do you think he came from?
I don't know why I'm loyal to this place.
Yeah. Where did it come from?
Well, he was inside. He was inside when I got in
Yeah.
here. So I mean,
All right.
as far as I know.
Rian, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna attack with advantage, and that isn't. Well, the first one's gonna hit. Let's check if it's a crit.
Cool.
It's the same thing again. It's
pretty
18
crazy.
plus. It's 25.
Yeah, he's not going to use this reaction to parry that. He just can't.
Please.
No. So that's a sneak attack as well, which is a 7 plus 5, which is a 12.
12. Nice.
I can't go
goes to
back
that.
in time. But what does when you gave me inspiration last session? I wrote it down and then I forgot what it.
DM inspiration?
Yeah.
I think you
It's
can.
advantage. You
It's
get to
advantage.
reroll.
Yeah, you get to
Okay.
use advantage whenever you need to.
Grant,
You had advantage
great.
last time, but you,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
have a. Yeah, you get a
Great.
D20 just to use at your behest.
Sweet.
That's a fantasy word for whenever the fuck you want. That's what it says in the dictionary.
Whatever the fuck you want. It's a very useful word.
He's getting like you tear into him a little bit, just kind of making very precise cuts along, along his legs and around his general torso. He is bleeding. It's not the first time he's been torn to shreds,
Yeah.
emotionally or physically. He's had a tough life, but it does
shreds,
seem to
you
have done
That's why it
some
makes such a
damage.
point of ironing his shirt. He's just been
Can I?
You gotta look fabulous,
Given that I'm kind of staying where I am, not going to move around, can I use my bonus action to attack with a dagger with my other hand?
I don't know. As a rogue, do you get
think
an extra
that's
attack? I think
that's
that's like later levels.
But I think if you...
But I think I can.
I see what you're
But
doing.
I want to.
No, anyway, yeah, if I can't, I can't. You're the DM here. You're the dick master. You're the
Look,
master of all the dicks.
there is a don't be that Gygax award just waiting to happen in
Yeah,
the situation.
please.
So
Someone just
if I'm
Google the player's
wrong, let me
handbook.
know. If someone else is wrong, don't let them know. Just give all bad feedback to me. So yeah, you do some hefty damage.
Yeah.
But
Not enough. Not enough for this guy.
Yeah. Which brings us to Arlington. Arlington, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
Don't know why.
personal. Isn't okay? It's just for personal use. Okay, so
What?
no, I wasn't attacking. I promise it was a wisdom save for myself.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do what you want to do. Actually, Hook, roll one of your cool things too.
Okay.
Let's kick this up a notch. Go ahead.
So this I've just pulled his
Nope.
bolt out of my side, and he's still facing me, is he?
Well, he's kind of keeping you guys in a little love triangle,
And he doesn't look like he's trying to make an escape or anything. He's holding his ground.
holding his ground for now. Make an inside check as a free action.
Okay. Not great at those. Inside. That's an 8.
Hard to tell in the heat of the battle.
Okay.
You know, does he want to
Um,
kiss you? Does he want to hurt you? Who knows? This could turn into a Mr. and Mrs. Smith at any moment,
Okay.
It's very definition of a
and I
bastard.
hope it does.
And Mr. and Mr. and Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Call comes in.
And the Wario. That's the one thing that movie was missing. Third party Wario. Okay. So I've got kind of my hand on my very heavily bleeding side where he's bolted me, and I'm gonna look at me. I was like, I don't want to go to jail. I want to rage. I'm gonna fly into a
shit.
barbarian rage, and
Yeah.
my eyes go red. I completely disregard the blood pumping out of my side, and I'm gonna just swing wildly at this guy.
Do you get reckless? Okay, you don't need it. You already have advantage.
That's, sorry, yes, I don't need to use it, so I
No,
won't.
don't worry, don't take my shit suggestion.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
a
2 S's. That can't be good on a mic.
Turns into that's a 17.
This is where he uses his little reaction to parry again. Ta-ta-ta! Ha-ha!
Okay.
Wah!
What makes it so much worse?
So
I'm just gonna
unfortunately,
try and like cleave him down the middle, and obviously he's just gonna.
I mean,
That's what I'm going for anyway.
in your head, like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, you play it all out.
Yes.
Like, it is perfect. And you get Arlington. But it doesn't. You're too wrapped up. Like,
Okay.
yeah, you're behind the eyes now. And someone else is in control.
Yeah, cool. Then wherever the axe lands, I'm just gonna
Did
start.
you get 2 attacks or anything?
No,
later?
not yet. Not
Okay,
till
cool.
5th level. So I'm actually gonna start screaming at the axe that's in the ground. Like, I'm angry that's what missed, because obviously I didn't miss.
And there's a lot of, like, you are... What wasn't a nice floor?
Oh no!
Like,
Oh,
I mean,
the good floor.
I mean, you didn't...
Citra will be furious.
She
she's
polishes
lovely.
them every day.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't give a shit.
They needed a sanding.
So that's the end of your turn.
Yeah, I'm just shouting at the floor.
Halcyon's turn. Halcyon looks at yourself, Huck, and is sort of aware that you're in the other room. And with his scimitar and hand crossbow, he's a little bit heavy, but you can tell that your allies are taking more damage than he is. You sure you don't want to reconsider the deal? A lot of money.
Aye, boyo, I've made my bed.
Fair
I
enough.
didn't. It was Citra. But you know, I would have.
Once again goes to grab you, Arlington. I believe you get advantage on these now that you're raging.
Yes, I do.
So he's going to make his little athletics check. Ooh, that's all right. That's not too bad. Or strength, sorry, yeah. Because I don't think he has an athletics.
Yeah, that's a 21 from me.
Ooh, he is just not learning that you are a tough pig to get. Pig? You're a squealy little bugbear.
Oh, that's
And it's something about, like, it's actually your rage that stops him this time. He's like, okay, I know how to do this. I, like, bigger opponent. It's not about grappling, it's just about holding. Goes in. And then you're kind of like saliva grueling. He's just a little bit squeamish. He doesn't want to get up in that.
Because I'm real gross.
Because you're real gross.
Nice.
And you're giving him a little, like, bite on the lip there, blood pouring down. And he's like, okay, maybe not. And at that point, I mean, I wrote down tactics for this guy, but he's such an idiot. He's actually not, but he's fine. That point, he is going to try... Oh, fuck it, he's just going to use his crossbow again. His little bonus action crossbow.
I mean, it only nearly killed me before.
Yes. This time he's going to fire it at Rian, though. Because he just wants to get you off. Ooh, don't even bother. It's a 91.
Oh, shoots himself in the foot.
So what actually happens is he goes to dip a crossbow bolt into one of the jars in his pants, and it goes off. And a jar smashes on the ground.
He's down a jar, boys.
Leaving
Oh, no.
a sort of... It's not the one he went for yours. He went for the other side. And a sort of black liquor spills onto the ground. Liquor.
No, okay.
Liquor?
Ichor. I think it.
liquid.
Oh, liquor. Do you mean a liquor?
No. You know what I did? I took the word ichor
Yeah.
and I took the word liquid. And I put them together
Right.
purposely for the theme of this show.
Yeah. It's perfect for
Because
Homebrew.
liquor.
But
Because
yeah.
liquor.
Yeah.
A liquid.
None of us are drinking liquor, though, so it's
That's
actually
true.
making me feel bad.
So a black liquid spills on the floor, and the fumes are just like they're rancid. You don't want to be anywhere near them, but like it's no
Icor.
effect. So that's the end of his turn. We are onwards to Iggy. As I say, what a burp. I mean, why are we drinking during this? It's great fun, but like terrible audio.
Question: I'm around the corner of this thing because we're in this initiative thing where I probably can't do anything. Am I able to, where I am, have just gone and looked for Citra or Hollows and Fentiment?
You only have about 30 feet of movement.
Okay, can I tell where they are
Make
from where I am?
a perception check.
I can do that.
I don't know about 5th edition, but it's generally 6 seconds
13.
per an action.
Yeah,
or
it's about
per,
the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
per round.
So 13?
Round combat's about 6 seconds, yeah.
Okay,
13 in total. So you're trying to kind of hear, like, there's a lot of commotion happening in the kitchen, which makes it a little bit difficult to sort of focus your mind to the rest of the house. You do remember, you do remember Cole leaving this way, and you do remember hearing footsteps upstairs.
But I can't see. They're not on the stairs.
They're not on the
anywhere that I
stairs. They're
can
not on this floor.
see or ask.
You know, the only person you've seen is Cole, actually. So
Okay.
But you still have your turn. That was just
Yeah,
a sort of
could
like
I, in the kitchen, are there any circular foods around?
like an apple or
Yeah.
Pizza.
Wait,
or
sorry.
Circular foods or
no,
spherical?
Spherical foods.
okay.
Specifically.
You would have to move into the kitchen, which would take your full movement, and then you'd have to
like not around the door. It's
just an apple on the door.
just an apple on the
I was
floor.
wondering if there's anything that I could grab to like around where the table is. Is there any apples, like a fruit bowl or anything like that?
You're not close enough to the table to like grab anything because you're
Okay.
back at the door.
Okay.
But what? Let me know your intent. and
I
then
was
I'll-
looking to look if there's anything that I could try and throw on the ground, trip him up, or do anything
You're gonna
to.
Home Alone this fool.
Yeah, exactly.
Circular. You're looking for marbles.
Well, I'm
were you?
looking for anything that I could throw
If only we had
from this
small
side
things
of the
that could be
room.
Yeah, give me
Scattered
a little give me a little
I don't
moment.
Do you have a heating
Chat
iron
amongst
we can put on
yourselves.
the
Let me
doorknob,
flick
get
into
him
my
to
Dead
open
Pony
it?
Club tab
All
because,
things
and I'll
will
look
kill
at
a
the
person.
hallway map. There might
Yeah,
be.
it's
You
a
never know.
violent film.
I think
It's a
there was
good
marbles
question. Oh, they're jar of marbles, of course. Yeah.
Quick,
Um,
give me all of
the
your
kitchen
goose
by the
eggs.
oranges.
You were in the kitchen.
Surely that was
the hallway
Liam's
space
jar of
there.
marbles.
There is actually. I have drawn a couple of boxes in the corner here.
Oh.
You've already kind of used some of your free action to perceive the house. You would have to use an actual action to
In
look.
that perceiving of the house, would I have
You were-
perceived what was on those?
You were looking for something particular, which was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound of people.
Please use the rule of thumb. It's 6 seconds. You get it for an action. Anything you can think you can feasibly do and think about within 6 seconds, you might be able to argue for. But
Okay.
So
Well,
no,
the plan was
unfortunately,
just to what I could grab and throw.
I like the cut of your
okay.
jib,
Okay. Well,
but I
can
can't
Voting
do
turn.
anything with it. Sorry.
So there's nothing that I can pick up.
You
around
have
me.
stuff on you. What's in your inventory?
Well, I don't know if it's throwing one of my weapons. That's probably better.
I'm throwing a weapon,
yeah,
but I've got perfectly good marbles.
I was looking for spherical food.
The weapon. Yeah.
Spending the 6 seconds.
Marbles. Please.
Yeah.
She's gonna hit me now with this weapon as well.
What are you drinking? Is there
gonna try,
anything?
like,
Is there anything in the
to
bottle
show
you're
off and
currently
just
drinking that
lands
might
in
be
Hulk's leg?
that might be like? Is there any projectile word on the bottle you're currently drinking? What are you drinking at the moment? You're drinking water?
I'm actually
Yeah, go fuck
drinking-
yourself. You
Yeah.
can look at
I'm drinking Sprite. So I find a tiny little
find a tiny
Sprite, and I
It's a
crush
Sprite.
that fucking bitch, and then I
That's
throw
very
her
violent.
with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Citra will not be
There's no
happy
other way
with
to
this.
really crush a Sprite, is it? You know.
Sprites are pretty powerful, actually. So
Yeah. I wouldn't kill them. I wouldn't kill them.
I wouldn't
yeah.
go on the bad side of a Sprite. Like,
Okay.
And
Can
it's
I
like
have
Sprite
a-
Light or
a
something, so-
Sprite?
but what's it? There's no Sprite
No.
nearby.
Okay. No. Never mind. I'm just.
I
gonna,
love like everything
Okay,
that
I'm
could have
just gonna
happened.
throw my dagger then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to throw with disadvantage. Actually, sorry, I should have rolled with disadvantage. One of the attacks for you because he was vicious mockery.
Yeah.
An 11 plus a 7, 18
He didn't attack me last.
with a crossbow.
Oh, it was Rian he was hitting. Yes.
Yes, and he missed anyway. It was a natty
Missed-
one.
yeah, he hit himself.
Yeah. Was that the right turn? Grant. Cool.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, I'm just gonna do vicious mockery again so he gets more disadvantage. So
Yes,
I'm just gonna laugh really hard at him shooting himself in the foot, and make sure like be bending over, slapping. That I've like clearly disregarded the fight because that was so fucking funny, and he's clearly terrible at fighting. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And to get his shit together.
17.
Oh, it's against
13.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get disadvantage, but I think it still does damage. So roll your d4.
4.
Oh, good.
4 psychic damage.
Top of the dice.
That's true.
Then you've used your action.
Yeah, and then do you want to be healed? does anyone
I
have
don't need to
healing?
be healed.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Okay, I draw a second plaster, and this one has like little cute teddies on it to be even more comforting. And
Which is particularly comforting to
Can
you
you keep casting
being a
that?
bugbear.
oh wait,
It looks like
oh yeah,
more?
wait. Sorry.
Can you
Sorry,
cast
sorry.
more than once?
I thought it was a cantrip. Never mind.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you cast cantrips? More
No,
than
I
once?
can't, but I can just do inspiration.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
can't
like
cast two
cantrip is fine because that was vicious mockery is a cantrip.
No,
and this is,
yeah, sorry. Vicious mockery you can do multiple times. I thought.
Yeah, but like,
can
are
only
you
cast
asking?
one leveled spell?
Wait, you
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
cantrips more than once?
No. But Iggy can use her bonus action to cast a leveled spell, which would be healing word, because she only used her cantrip for an action.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's already cast healing word before, I think.
Yeah, so I'm not using.
Not
healing
this
word.
round.
Last round.
Last round. Back to the top of the table.
Yeah.
So she's allowed to cast it again.
Yeah, she can cast as many times as she has spell slots to cast the spell.
That different for sorcerers? Oh, wait. Spell slots to cast. It's not just once of the spell. It's how
No,
many
it's
slots.
spells known versus spell slots. So you can, like, if you
I
have,
could have
like,
done a lot
four
more
Oh
damage.
yeah. It's basically like.
I'm a sorcerer. You think I'd know?
It's the ammo to use, but you could cast the same spell 6 times if you use 6 spell slots.
I've been actively disengaging spells and not using them anymore.
Yeah.
That is, it is.
Why do you think I
so
shocking
confusing the way
grasped
they
the
do it,
guy?
'cause
So
you
it's
think,
the amount, like if you can have 3 spells and 10 spell slots, and then you can cast the same spell 10 times.
That means that all of my
Okay.
sorcery points.
And you can
then
also
makes
use
lot more
like a
sense.
2nd level spell slot to cast a 1st level spell if you want.
Because it fills the slot. They really describe it well
What?
in the player's handbook. It's
A
like
sec.
so like you can cast a lower level
Oh, you
spell
can-
at a higher level spot and just sort of fills into it. Because some spells at higher levels do more damage. So
Yeah.
fireball, you add a d6.
Something like D8,
Something like
D6,
that, whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, you can totally cast like the same spell twice. You just can't run like you can't use more spell slots than you have.
Yeah, I rolled a 4, so you got
Oh.
7 points.
Ooh,
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, then I'll actually attack him next time.
You know,
the
Hook,
hope.
maybe for you, your story can be like sorcery school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of like
I
the
already
School
had
of
a
Hard
story.
Knocks.
I already had a story. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. It's fine. I've been casting every spell once. That's how Huck rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, I just need to be topped up because clearly my role in this fight is to soak up his reaction so that you guys can actually hurt him.
You're
Hey, you're the
distracting
tank.
him very well.
You're the tank.
Oh, I'm tanking.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's why I put my shield away.
Not a very
Um,
clever tank.
Hook, your turn.
Oh, great. Great. I was going to put him to sleep, but screw that.
I explode him.
Okay. Well, then chromatic orb it is.
Do you need
Suck
to?
it, guy.
You're in melee range. Is that a ranged
Ah,
attack?
crap. I moved into melee range. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get out of the range.
Now he has used his reaction, so you won't take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, well, that's perfect then. That's all I need to happen.
Yeah, so you can take a step back.
Great. I step back and then chromatic orb the shit out of the guy.
Hit him good.
Let's say, what would we say is the best? We'll go with poison.
Poison.
Poison. No, you know what?
Delicious.
Acid. No, poison. Poison. We're
Poison.
going
Poison.
Yeah.
All right, roll your attack.
Cool.
Does that actually leave him poisoned if he gets poisoned?
Yeah, it's poison damage. I get
Poison
to pick
damage,
chromatic
not
orb.
poison
I
condition.
think-
Never
no,
mind.
Oh, okay.
It's a type of damage. Being
Sure.
poisoned.
That's
just
your
gives you
job. I'm just telling you
disadvantage.
it's poison damage.
Yeah.
I'm not here to do your fucking job. I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's just a type of damage for this.
Thank
I have
you.
only ever chosen acid before, so you know.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Acid and poison are different.
No.
But I think it's
Yeah,
just
I didn't pick
resistances.
poison this time.
Anyway, you roll the attack and let me know. Let me
Cool.
know the result, and I'll spin some words into I don't know, whatever.
Ha! 20.
Yeah. Okay. Let me quickly.
You can't
No,
crit
he's already.
magic, can you?
No, he can't.
God damn it.
Well, he can. He has some spells, but like he's already used his reaction, so it's fine. He can't counter a spell.
No,
or
I can't
No,
crit.
Can
Oh, you
crit
can't
magic?
crit. I think you can.
Spells
Any
can-
20, any
can
20.
spells
Yeah,
crit?
yeah,
I have no
on
idea
a
on
range,
fifth
on a
edition.
ranged spell attack, you definitely can crit. So you do
Really?
crit. Yeah.
Ah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This is-
And if you can't, homebrew.
Yeah.
So we're house ruling it. Any 20 when it's an attack, because most of the time damage is like saving throws and stuff like that. And he can't like crit save.
And what is it when you crit something?
You double the damage.
Double the dice.
sweet.
Oh,
Double
but-
the
Yeah,
dice.
but you don't have the modifier twice.
That sounded like I knew it, but I was like, let's tell it for the audience. But no,
Like it's actually, yeah. How do you want to run that? Do you want to like if you roll a d6 and get a 4, do you just want to do 8 damage, or do you roll 2 d6s?
Player's discretion.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
also,
roll damage.
It turns out that acid and poison are 2 different types of damage.
Oh, no, they are entirely.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
I thought poison was just a status type.
I don't know about 5th edition. Again, I should really look on my 5th edition. But acid can reduce AC.
No, I
No,
don't think
no.
they simplified it from 4th, I think, which I have.
It's just
I'm
damage.
going by 3.5, so
Yeah.
it's just damage. Oh,
just
why am I
damage.
using acid this whole time?
I mean, he's currently living, and he's happy for the brief respite of the not crit damage he's getting. So the longer you wait, the longer he's alive.
Sorry, yeah, I'm gonna do the damage. You said I double it up, so I'll just.
You can
double.
roll twice the amount of dice, or you can double the dice number. Up to you.
Christ.
You double the
But you
numbers
have to
before
choose
you add
before.
your modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't just like roll a 1 and be like, oh, roll twice the dice.
I don't think I have a modifier for damage for this.
Okay.
For spells.
Cool.
Because I hit, and then it's 3d8.
3d8.
8.
Well, no, if you
X.
Sorry, I was just gonna roll 3. Yeah.
if you roll 2, then you're gonna roll 4 total.
What? No, I'm rolling 3d8,
And then
and
double.
it'll be
And then doubling
68.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 8,
Bye
2,
bye.
and 2. So 12 by 2, 24.
24 damage.
24
What?
poison.
No, hold on.
24 poison.
8
damage
plus 2 plus 2
is
is
12.
It's 12. 24. Yeah. That's the number.
I thought my maths was right, but
Yeah. But not 24 damage. Yes. What am I talking
12 times 2. Maybe.
Why did I
less-
pick low
Maybe
percent
less
of
of the
beer?
homebrew for you. Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
24 hours. Like, Jesus, you're gonna fucking
Wow.
load his skeleton from
Wow.
the inside.
Ooh. Oh, he does not like it.
I had
Like-
one level 1
Weird.
spell slot left.
It's not
so.
his
Oh no, I have 2.
Poison, huh?
Poison me.
Shoot
But
that
you do
poison
a
arrow.
hefty amount of damage to him, and he visibly recoils.
We found his weakness. It's critical haste.
It's damage. It'd be poison.
And he's like, this poison is like, he is sweating now.
His face is going to be melting off.
Yeah.
His kind of deep green skin is turning kind of a ghastly white. He is feeling sick and woozy. And like his vision, though you don't see it because you're not inside his head, but I see it because I am, is like, whoa, I'm seeing double. 4 halflings? 2 people?
I didn't guess minor illusion.
You know he's on the ropes because he's making Simpsons references. We can finish this.
That is the end of your turn.
Sorry,
Right.
just when you said...
Or, sorry, you actually have a bonus action if you want to use it.
I can't.
Go.
You mentioned he had green skin before. Is he half orc or orc?
right.
Or did we...
You don't know his race.
didn't
You can make a... We'll do it after the fight.
Yeah, no, we didn't establish it already and I just forgot.
I made a subtle reference to it in episode 1 by calling him a git. Because he's not a git. He's a gith. But he's some git, isn't he?
He's
Huh?
some
What a
git.
git.
I
I just thought it was a git. So.
Interesting.
Rian.
was going to try do something a bit more kind of, I don't know, storyish before all of the damage, but now I think I might just kill him.
It's up to you. He is on the ropes.
Stealing my kill, are we?
He's on the
Oh,
ropes.
you got
And
the
I have,
perfect.
like,
I can see that he's on the
Do
ropes.
what Rian would do.
Do what Rian would do.
I mean, you don't...
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Should I throw out reams of notes I've made, all the information you could get from this guy? I'm just gonna do anyway.
He's just gonna rob him. It's just.
Yeah, I'll save that. So I'm just gonna hit.
Go.
You've got to pick a pocket or two.
And that is a 24.
Yeah. I mean, he just can't parry these fast attacks.
And that's a big one. That's 10.
10. Wow. Okay.
Oh wait, 10 plus 5, 15.
Whew. That's gonna do it. How? If this was a tasty pint, if this was the most crispest pint, the crispiest pint. Fucking
Love
crisp
crispy.
pints.
Love-
I do. Like
Yeah,
historically,
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
crispy
love
pints.
crisp.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheese and onion crisp pints.
Crispy
Yeah.
pints. Why is
Lovely.
crisp the flavor I always think of when it comes to pint? If this was the most delicious summer drink, like the kind of thing after a hard day's work, how would you down that?
Well, considering I was thinking of doing something else, I'd like look down, kind of open the pocket of the cloak of holding as though I'm going to pull out something, and then just slice my short sword across his neck,
Wow.
and there he goes.
I thought it was going to be one of these.
Yeah.
And then out of my other pocket, it's one of these.
Bonus action.
So not from your view, Iggy, but from Huck and Arlington, where Rian is, it's actually hard for you to see. So you see this guy kind of sway, and his head just sort of loll back and fall into your hands.
Oh, nice. And he's looking at me, I assume. Is his head tipped over? Am I just looking at an upside down head?
Yeah.
I was like,
And it just straight off, and a little cartoonish like as he just sort of wobbles
Jeez, as if we
And
didn't
then-
ruin the Dead Pony Club enough.
and slumps onto the floor, dead. This guy's dead. And that, I think, is probably where we should take a break and pick it up after we all go peep and poop and do our own business. Is that
that's
fair?
not all poop, though, because we've gone back.
Well, let's not have anyone peeping while we're pooping. So.
So chat, we'll catch you in about 5 to 10 minutes where we deal with the aftermath of the slaughterhouse that is the Dead Pony Club. And that's before these guys got here.
Time for the interrogation.
And anything, any drinks you're drinking, any of that kind of stuff, we'll try. I'm going to have a quick look at the chat while I'm here. Obviously, can't do both at the same time. And we'll try weave them into part 2. See you in a bit.
See you then, guys.
Yeah, like I'm thinking put his head on my axe and just...
So if you are back, we're about to get the feeds live, and we're probably live. Hey, welcome back to part 2. Before we jump straight back in, hopefully you peed and pooped, because we're not
stopping. We're not turning this car around.
we just can't do it.
Can't bring the laptop into the bathroom.
Great to see you. I hope you peed and pooped.
Got your beers, got more refilled or whatever, and thank you to Goose and Chat in general, who were telling us that con saves are needed when you take poison damage, I believe, and then you get a poison condition. Not sure what the DC is. The guy basically died in the next round, so like if he's poisoned, he's just on the floor being like bleh. But also he has no head, so he's like
Rian is sheepishly going, it was the poison that killed him.
not the decapitation. I don't think we have anything to dive into. Obviously, if you don't follow us on the social channels,
You can get the fuck out.
well, yeah, there's a lot of back to scene
Yeah,
stuff.
episode
so
2, let's go strong. Like
in
we're already
or
done
out.
with any of non-episode 1 people.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Goose.
It is at Homebrew Quest on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're not on the TikToks because we don't got moves.
Shocker.
Shocker. We're not on the Snapchats because we know what we look like as women and men. And we're not on the exclusive Mastodon that died a death. No one remembers it, but Mastodon was a big thing.
They're a dinosaur.
It was a
If
big
it's-
thing that none of us have heard of.
It was like
Huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, mastodons they're big dinosaurs.
No, yeah.
They are, but it is also dead in the ground.
I mean,
Like
that's
the fossil
dinosaurs.
it
Wait,
is.
are you talking
Everything you've been
about
doing
a
is-
social
wait,
media
were they-
thing
he's
or
talking about
actual
dinosaurs.
They weren't dinosaurs. They were
mastodon?
mammals, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
confused.
wait. Were they
They're
mammals?
like heffalumps. Big, hairy heffalumps.
Anyway,
Mastodon.
Oh,
Maybe.
but if you're giving
Nah,
links
probably,
to our
actually.
socials, because this is going to go up on YouTube after the fact,
yes.
we are Homebrew Show on Twitch, because don't go to Homebrew Quest.
Yeah.
It's some monstrosity of evil there. I wouldn't.
If you own it, if you own Homebrew Quest or know who it is, like 6 Degrees of Twitch channels, just let us know. Like we can swap. You can be Homebrew Show.
Or if you know Kevin Bacon, tell him to watch this.
That's also a good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the bacons in.
Just a 6 degrees reference. 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon is a game.
Oh,
it's a
okay,
going.
I get
see
you.
you were confused.
I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm kind of okay not having at Kevin Bacon on Twitch. I don't
You don't want
think
Kevin
that's gonna
Bacon
serve-
watching us?
Sorry. I
What?
think you might be the only one who's okay with
Yeah.
this. This is the reason we all got into this.
I haven't thought it through. I will
6
reconsider.
1
degrees of
degree of
Kevin
Kevin Bacon, 2 degrees. We need to open 6 accounts. Stop the show.
We want to go straight to 1 degree. He watches us.
Yeah.
So we know him.
If we're ready to leave aside the dullness which is everyday life, which
Speaking of
is
back to waffle.
this waffle, and dive into the
How
escapism
dare you?
of alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. I'm ready to go when you guys are ready to put on
Hit
your
me.
personas.
Yeah.
Which mask will I wear?
Oh, my accent is so hard to get right. So.
I know.
I really should stick on my accent.
So, as you take in the scene and assess the damage done to the Dead Pony Club, you find yourself with a moment to catch your breath. And not for the first time since meeting these 3 other relative strangers. You find yourself thinking how much life has changed in the past couple of days. Mostly for the better for some. Maybe for the worse for others. Rian and Arlington, you can't help but feel there's more eyes on you than usual, which for both of you, accustomed to kind of staying in the shadows or not being noticed as much, isn't a very comfortable experience.
Okay, as soon as the head of the backwards bastard...
It's Chad, it's not these guys, it's the other guys.
Oh yeah, the thousands and thousands of people watching. As soon as the backwards bastard's head lands in my hand, I'm going to look at Rian and scream, "Mark heel!" and I'm going to swing at him with my axe.
Go for it.
Make an attack roll. It's an auto crit because he's unconscious. Well, I mean, he's decapitated.
No, Rian.
So, on me.
Oh, on Rian.
I was like,
Like,
why
it's
did
all
I don't want an auto crit.
I thought you're just kind of like
No, I'm in
stabby.
like,
I got him.
full
Yes.
blood haze of
Yeah,
battle.
go ahead.
and stone.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Ooh. Is there an initiative order?
No,
Okay.
That is a...
we'll stick to the one we had.
That is a
Yeah.
6.
That is a 6. So, Rian is going to avoid that.
You sure?
Be a good friend.
Yeah, hold on,
I'd
hold on,
avoid
let me
it.
check,
I'd
let me check.
avoid it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
He's just trying to hug
so
you, man.
you're taking a swing. So
Yeah.
Rian will duck below it and go, "What the hell are you doing, man? He's dead. He's dead."
I'm going to like drop the head at your feet and be like, "Stole my kill."
Listen, we survived, okay? It was pretty hairy there for a minute, but I think we're safe for now. I don't know if there's more like him, more coming, but I don't know that we should stay here more than a day.
Oh, I don't know if Hollows and Fentiman or Citra are going to be pleased with us staying. We killed their only other guest.
Yeah, so they should be pretty afraid of us, to be fair.
Where are they? Actually,
Good
you're
question.
the head of the Thieves Guild.
I'm not the head of the Thieves Guild. The head of the Thieves Guild was looking for me.
Why? What did you do?
I stole some money in an, I suppose,
That doesn't sound like you.
You steal?
unsolicited way. You know, I stepped outside the guild. There was a strike, and I crossed the picket line. You know.
I was going to say, do people solicit? Yeah, why am I speaking French?
It's a contagious accent.
I am French now. Do people?
Do people?
I can't. Do people solicit you often to steal? Is that?
People often solicit me to steal, not necessarily their own items.
You learn. You live and you learn. There you go. It's back. Whatever the hell it is, it's back.
The accent. As I sneakily reach around my mic to open a beer. I don't think we're going to get to introduce this name. I'm going to pick it up again, but I have to show everyone else. It's called Brow Pact.
I stole from a person called Brow Pact.
There we go.
It's doing your goddamn job for you.
If you can see the bear, he's giving like a little wow wow wow, and he's carrying like 2 barrels of ale. What a sound lad.
I just
stole
want to
from
meet
him.
that NPC.
He'll be back, or she'll be back.
You stole from a beer drinking bear.
No. I stole for a beer drinking bear.
That makes it so much better. God, your backstory is rich.
But listen, that's in my past now, okay? And I have a feeling, though we've only been together 3 days, that we as a group are the future. Think of what we've achieved. We were attacked by that jackalware. We were attacked by those shadows. We were attacked by that monster in the cavern. We were attacked by a bounty hunter who, I gotta tell you, you guys hadn't heard of him, but he is a real bad arse.
I'm just kind of mopping his blood into my face and just kind of, yeah.
I think we stick together and I don't know, maybe we each get a little something out of it.
Friendship. Hux, well, please.
It's all he's ever wanted.
This is all everything. Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly, like,
We're
the
on
whole
the
story
same
about
page.
Arlington, as he smears blood into his face, occurs to you that, like, maybe the backwood bastard wasn't lying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, yeah, definitely
Can I-
suspicious.
I'm in
I'm
the-
considering putting him to sleep, to be honest. Not figuratively.
No more pain.
Yeah, no, literally, not figuratively.
Don't break a leg. It will put you right down.
Oh, looks like your barbarian's no more use to you.
Straight to the glue factory with them.
We better put him to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I'm just kind of like pushing around the headless corpse of the backwoods bastard, just kind of like mashing blood on my eye and just kind of checking his pockets, but not for like money or anything, just to see if he's got any
He's
weapons.
shaking him for, like, lunch money, but, like, not actually.
Does anyone?
Yeah, I'm shaking. Actually, yeah, that's how I'm gonna get the blood out. I'm holding him upside down, just kind of like trying to get the best blood out.
The best.
Does anyone? Can we stop? Does anyone ken how to clean? Because Citra, we might as well. We're awful guests at
You're
present.
the one person that treated her with any
Cleaning
respect.
montage. How did you know?
I'm proficient with cleaning equipment.
Well, I was gonna say I could try to minor illusion away the
I
blood
was gonna
for
say-
a while, for like a minute.
prestidigitation
I can
is probably your-
prestidigitation it.
Oh, I
Right.
can make it not
Yeah.
smell of blood for about
But I think
an hour.
prestidigitation
You can
cleans up
do
stuff.
either or.
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
Visuals.
For an hour, do you prestidigitation?
I do. Yeah. Do you want to make it not smell of
Yeah,
blood,
yeah.
and I'll make it not look like there's blood.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just go around like blowing on everything, as if that's gonna just like.
My magic is much more me doing something with my hand. I don't look like some kind of weird
Bard.
blowing. Yeah, Bard. Yeah,
I think you call them
Oh
bards.
no, actually, sorry. I
Dork.
I do things by drawing things, so I'm just drawing things like a lemon, showing that to the table. Like, smell like a lemon now, okay, and so on and so forth. That's clear, right?
Yeah.
Well,
The table totally gets it.
Yeah.
I just realized if I
Oh,
make
sorry, I should
if I
roll
make
for
it so
that.
that people can't see the blood,
Table
it'll be
gets
difficult to
an
clean.
91, but it's fresh.
So fresh.
can I check the pockets of the backwoods bastard to see if there's any cash or anything like that? Because we have royally fucked up the Dead Pony Club, and I think that rather than cleaning it, I think just a little bit of bribery. A little bit.
You don't know what state it was in before
We have
you
his
guys arrived.
we have his bag of gold. Hollow Phantom's bag
What
of
state it
gold.
was in before we arrived?
Yeah, you don't know.
What does
There's
it look
blood
like?
everywhere. You don't know.
We
blood everywhere.
were there
We were there.
before we blooded it.
They let us. They let
Yeah,
us
but I
in.
mean, like before you arrived, like they could have just finished up cleaning.
That's true.
That
Oh,
is
sorry.
totally
I thought you meant
fair
as in
assumption.
we arrived. It was like, it definitely wasn't this bad when we
Yeah,
arrived.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was, no question, our bad.
Yes. So you.
I'm gonna like, as Rian goes for, I'm gonna like look at him, let out a low growl, and just kind of lower him.
do you get to choose when your rage drops, right? Is that a barbarian thing?
So ordinarily it drops when I don't take damage or attack.
But it
in
is more
combat.
fun this way. You are
So
totally right.
at the moment I have less control over it, and I am rolling to.
Oh, cool.
I'm rolling in like every 6.
For personal use.
Yeah, for personal use. Recreational dice rolling.
Yes. So, I mean, are you letting them?
I'm allowed. I'm just kind of like when like when you see like wild animals attacking like prey, and then another one comes up and they kind of like look at it and they're like, all right, but don't come over here.
I know exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stay well clear of the blood. That is Arlington. That is all Arlington.
Well, we-
you
was
know
a
what?
good
You know
friend.
what? I was looking at the blood. I'm not going to touch it.
Well, you
No, I'm
can't
gonna lower
see it
it
anymore
enough for
because
him
we
to actually search his pockets.
prestidigitationed it away. So it's gonna be difficult to clean.
We'll have to wait their turn.
So obviously his hand crossbow and his scimitar. 20 bolts. That's what he had. You find 8 gold, 20 silver, 12 copper pieces.
Okay.
You've had 3 jars of liquid with a strange, thick, gooey lid. It's almost like the gooey lid allows for the
more
dipping
blood.
of a bolt through without spilling the contents. It's sort of like a strange...
Semi-permeable membrane.
Yeah. Which took me ages to Google whether permeable... You know my history with words, right?
And
that
your words
was a
of history.
toughy one.
Toughy.
2 in his hips. That was a toughy one.
Sorry. Yep.
This is literally a word of the day. Oh, we're definitely going to do a supercut of every word you learn in every episode.
It's a horsey field. It's a toughy one. It's
Yeah.
whatever. Emancipated. Emaciated?
Emaciated.
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 It's like my scenario thing that I had for a while.
Yeah.
A scenario rhymes with
Ish.
Mario.
Anyway.
Anyway, get used to it. My excuse is that's how they say it in Hibernia.
Yeah, you've been doing an accent this whole time.
I've been
subtle.
playing a part.
Okay, so Rian finds a flashlight in...
Oh, Christ.
Kind of, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Just don't dip your wick in, like it's poison. 2 in his hips, 1 strapped to his side, the other one is smashed on the floor. And of course, you do come across a bounty contract for Arlington.
Do I see a bounty contract for me?
No,
No, he said that.
he's just aware that
He's just
you
aware
have a
that there's
reputation,
bounty. Oh, okay.
a bad reputation.
Then
Huck's gonna be watching my new friend just to make sure he's not pocketing the money.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Actually, roll a perception because your passive perception isn't great.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too trusting.
Yeah.
I'm collecting flowers to, put on the table to go with the smell.
Yeah, they're edible flowers. Like that's for dinner.
12.
12. Yeah, you're not being sneaky.
I'm not being. I'm taking the money and putting it.
Oh, I'm robbing.
Oh,
it.
I
am not being sneaky
taking
about it at
the
all.
money.
I am taking the money.
No, I'm taking the money. I'm putting it on the table for
Yes.
the people.
Cool.
Okay.
For the
because
people.
because for the people because I mean
Because if I elected...
tombs are all well and good, but we really fucked up this living room, and I'm a man who loves interior design.
He is French.
Yes.
But in my cloak of holding, I would like to take the poison.
Cool. Sneakily or not so sneakily?
I'd like to announce that I would like to take the poison.
Cool.
I would like to take this poison.
You shouldn't do that. It's poisonous. It'd be bad for you. Right up and down, let me tell you.
I can't really explain why I would like this poison, other than to say, for scientific purposes.
Oh, I didn't mind you taking it, but you shouldn't be taking poison. It's poisonous.
I will be very, very careful. And in a completely
Yeah.
uncareful way.
Clang, 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 clang.
No, that was just me with my mouth. So you pocket a clear liquid jar, a purple liquid jar, and a blue liquid jar.
Ooh, they different.
They're different just for me. It's easier, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you fight blue kobolds, purple kobolds. but yeah, they all have different properties, which you don't know.
Okay.
So, best of luck.
Yeah.
Shots.
They're all Mickey Fins.
It's the sugar that made the ground bubble. Like, it's just too
I mean, so long as they're all poison, it doesn't really matter what you
And
give
with
people, right?
with the contract,
With the contract, I'd like to. Arlington's still raging.
Yeah, I've got my eyes are still pretty red, but I'm not even. I don't care what you're doing. I'm just kind of like still myself with blood and just kind of tearing chunks off and putting it on me. Not paying attention to you.
Are you eating
You're
it?
not paying attention.
Not eating it. I'm putting it on, kind of like around.
he's not a
there.
savage.
Playing with it. Okay.
He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
putting
playing
it
with
on.
Gotcha.
Then I'd like to go to my friends and say, "Here's the contract for Arlington's bounty. I believe that there may only be one of these."
Well, then we should get rid of it. Although I am looking at him now, I think he may have done something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chuck the corpse against the wall and then start like looking through for any food that's in bowls.
A friend?
Circular or otherwise.
Oh,
A
well,
friend's a friend, though.
So in the
like-
distance, as Arlington kind of knocks stuff over, goes through the sort of dining area into the kitchen, into the pantry. You just start hearing.
Yeah, it's like the way I'm moving now is like much more like lumbering and kind of like less careful, just kind of like knocking into shit and not really caring. Sort of like a lost bear, I guess.
I like the way he was
Sort of like
protecting,
a
but
brow pact.
Oh, you took
But this guy's not lost. He clearly knows.
knows
where-
there's
no.
no-
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah,
That guy has the direction I wish I had in my life in my teens. Like,
He does look ever so slightly stoned, which I like.
Yeah.
So thank you, Wine and Stefan Hanner. I guess that's how you pronounce that. If
Can't
it
correct
isn't.
you there.
And also Sierra Nevada. I guess they have 2 breweries.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's a mystery. Maybe for next episode. So yes, that happens.
yeah. So I've left the room and you're looking for food.
You guys had.
This is maybe the worst I've ever seen him, and I have no doubt that he is capable of violence.
Oh, but it was life for life. He had no choice, and he's a wee bit tired. Sure, we've all been running.
is he going to be a danger to us? Can we trust him like this?
Fucking tomatoes.
I'll be honest. I haven't seen
I'll let you
anything
take
like
it
this
from
before.
I get it. No, I like it. It's good. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Should we get him out of here? What's that? What is that accent?
I agree. I think that we should leave this area, and yes, we need to hide Arlington while he's in this state.
Why are there no animals in here?
We put him in the barn.
For Citra and Hollows Fentonman, can we maybe take the backwoods bastard back to the woods so they don't have to bury a corpse on their second day at Airbnb?
All right, and I think I know a pretty handy way to get rid of it. And then I shout, "Arlington, this corpse just called you a little bitch."
Yeah, it said
like
little bitch couldn't bring it out to the woods.
yeah. So I'm just gonna start wailing on this corpse.
Like all the blood you just cleaned
is
up.
that
No,
how
it's like back twice.
Did we clean it up?
Yeah.
I literally just made it look like there wasn't.
Well,
any
I
blood.
think Iggy was cleaning it up, and you were looking like it
Well, I
doesn't
wasn't cleaning.
look.
I was just making it not smell.
I think
like
prestidigitation like cleans stuff, right?
No, it just makes
it
you
just
think
makes it
something's
look
happened.
clean. Yeah, which
It's
is all I was
illusory,
doing.
I think.
Is it? I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, but I've seen
does
like
it
loads
actually?
of people being like, "I'm covered in muck. Prestidigitate.
Yeah,
I'm
it has
free."
multiple-
It can make things taste better, but I mean, I presume that was just
No, I heard the
magic. It
cleaning
can make.
thing
I have
too.
the actual. Description,
In this
sorry.
world, it does, because that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Wait, sorry,
Yeah.
I do have him.
Oh, I thought I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, can I-
pretending the
can I have a
blood.
look?
Yeah.
You can. Not helpful.
Prestidigitation. I'll read it out from this card.
harmless
we have
sensory
around you
effect.
these cards.
Instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So it actually does clean.
But only a
Just cleaning
cubic
it
foot.
A cubic foot.
And-
by
yeah,
it.
but
So we
you
can
do- but
spend
it's
2
a
cubic feet of
It's
blood.
a cantrip,
You
so
just go
6
bloop,
seconds. Yeah, you
Oh
just-
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going
Yeah,
around
yeah,
making
yeah.
Smell, you're going around making it clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you nicely asked him to come in and smash him all over again because that
So-
gets him closer to the woods.
Listen, I'm seeing this corpse disappear bit by bit, and I'm starting to think that you're right. This might not be the best way to get rid of him. Arlington, yes, I think that it's.
It's like nothing higher than a 5 every time.
What do you have to get to command the rate?
It gets lower every time. I think I have to beat an 8 now.
Okay.
I like having like a pseudo DM at the table. It's handy. Just playing your own game.
It gets up to a certain point, and then when rage finally happens, the longer it takes, the higher the DC is. So I've taken a lot of damage up until now. So the DC was 18 initially.
Will you share that with our lovely fans at some point as a kind of like
Absolutely.
optional mandatory?
Yeah, I mean that's it has not been play tested, and this is the most it's come into gameplay. But yeah, cool.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Less work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that something similar with my thing. No,
Yeah, you
no,
could do it if you
different.
wanted. Yeah,
That's something.
That's all
I should just be rolling it. Yeah.
To be honest, I thought that he would take the bait and bring it to the woods, but this doesn't
Oh, you mean when
seem
you
to
said
be
little
happening.
bitch? Yeah, I can see.
That's what I said, but you said he just called him a little bitch.
Listen, you gotta like put some
Once-
meat in the water to get the sharks, and when the sharks are there, you. Yes, there's meat in the woods.
Ooh, prestidigitation to smell like meat outside the door.
Sure, yeah.
can make smell
A
effects.
waft of meat comes in.
And can you prestidigitate the corpse to smell like, I don't know, salt and pepper or something? To smell like an oven?
What? Do you just really don't want to hold the corpse yourself? Because we can carry it out with actual instruction.
I don't like to touch things.
I just kill. I don't
As the wild magic sorcerer, it's weird that he's the wild card, you know. But
Yeah, I'm gonna start lumbering outside to the smell of meat, trying to track it down.
Historically, it's a farm. There are cows.
Cool. So we send him to the buffet.
no, I don't want him. I don't want him
The
eating.
opening scene of the first
no.
Jurassic Park.
We don't want him going out to the barn. That's what we.
Yeah.
It's the nearest door.
Will you just put it
What?
outside
The door straight to the
window?
barn?
No,
The
like
house
straight
goes
to the
onto the barn.
farmyard, which leads to the barn, which
With
leads
all
to
of the
the
fields.
yeah,
Okay,
all
well.
of
Which
the
is
horsey.
collected to the elbow
So I'm gonna
bones.
start lumbering outside. I'm just gonna.
Hollows and Venderman and
we-
Citra are not going to thank us.
Will we just try and make him asleep instead? Can I try and
I think that might be best.
Can I,
Yeah,
can I
even
follow
though-
him so I'm not going to make them asleep? I'm only going to make him
I'll
asleep.
give you like the 6 seconds it takes Arlington to bolt it towards the
Okay,
door to cast
okay.
sleep, and
Hey,
so you have to
can
roll
I
your
read this.
roll a couple
I
of
remember.
dice
Yeah, you
and
have to roll,
5d8, and if you can get
so
over his health.
My health is
essentially.
currently 27.
Okay, so
I bet
within.
you regret healing
Wait,
him now, you
actually,
idiot.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
can I try to do it as well? Can I help her, or can I try to do it?
I don't.
I also
think
have
sleep
sleep.
like doubles up like that.
So I have to get 20.
So, but I could have a go.
You have to get 27.
Is that even possible?
Oh,
With-
yeah.
He'll be out within 6 seconds.
8, 9,
Unfortunately, I don't have resistance to sleeping.
What do you got?
6, and 1 more.
10.
No, I'm not going to. I took ages to count that, and it's 19.
19, no.
That's not
But
gonna
I
work.
know a spell has been cast on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But by the way, I've still got my just sign with sheep on it, which actually is maybe.
Oh, he likes
wait.
sheep. Yeah.
So now there's not
I
16
got
sheep,
yet another
but
5.
19 sheep.
Okay.
You managed
right.
to, in the chaos draw, 3 more sheep.
Is there any way I can check if any of these poisons are sleeping potions or anything?
Do you have any
Just
You could
them.
drink
your
one, yeah.
backstory? Is there anything in your backstory that would have you somewhat familiar with poisons?
No, I don't think so.
Do a medicine check.
Ooh.
Is that a skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can do medicine, yeah.
That's a 5 plus a 0, so we are looking at a 5.
So
That's fair.
the clear one moves pretty slowly. The purple one kind of like bubbles happily, and the blue one is just sort of, poison.
I maybe
think
don't
I-
poison our mate.
Yes, I don't know enough about any of this to do anything just yet, but I will bring it to someone and find out. But I don't think we have time for that now. How do we handle this?
I can
Slowly
also
raise
try
my
to.
axe
I can
towards
cast
it.
sleep.
Okay,
Okay,
can I just
I'm gonna cast
can I
sleep.
run?
You're gonna cast sleep.
I'm
Cool.
gonna cast sleep. I have
Yeah.
1 spell slot for sleep left.
So you have to get a 27.
Yeah. So
Is that
I can
possible
hit
with
him.
5
I don't have
D8?
to roll to hit on him. Hit on him.
No.
Okay, cool, great.
Uh,
D8.
Most
yeah.
you can get is 40.
Yes.
If I roll
so
all 8s,
Wait, 4? No, 32.
30.
32.
No, higher than that.
5
'Cause
5
4
times
8s
8
is
is
32.
40.
Yeah, it's 4d8.
Math
5.
5d8.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
see.
40. So you could get 40.
Um,
Right, roll some
Yeah,
D8s.
come on.
You don't have to roll
Just do it
D20s or anything, just
perfectly,
D8s.
one. That's
One.
gonna help, right?
That's a good start.
7. So that's 8.
Okay,
It's
8.
like 1 8.
Yeah.
So if the rest are 8s, 2.
Okay.
That's it.
10.
Right.
This is gonna be an 8.
What are the odds?
8. Oh, okay.
18.
So we're 8. Yeah, and that's what 4 rolls.
4. No, 4.
That was
Yeah.
3.
4.
Yeah.
So if I get an 8 or a 7,
You
no,
can't
I get
get-
an
you
8.
can't-
I
you
can't
can't
do
do
it.
it.
I can't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. I'll kick him a bit.
Like a bad Eurovision
7.
semi-final.
Ah, god damn it.
So close.
It does slow you a little bit, Arlington, but not so much.
I would go on.
So as you cast sleep on me, I'm gonna like look between the two of you, and just kind of like drop the axe and start like looking like I'm about to like grab you by the throat and be like,
I'm very sleepy now. I'm so sorry. There were a lot of vegetables in the kitchen. It's just sort of... Oh dear.
He has a watch.
I didn't...
Most surprising.
It's hard to see underneath all the blood.
I did not know there were watches. Sorry, he looked
Game
at
of
his. He
Thrones
looked
coffee
straight
mug.
at his watch.
it's a sundial. It's very, very niche.
I mean, he's pretty posh.
I didn't... No one... I didn't hurt any of you, did I?
No. There's a corpse out there that I think you owe an apology to, but we're fine.
And he was a dickhead.
Don't worry, he was a corpse already because we killed him.
Yes,
You remember.
I remember that much, yes. This doesn't really look very favorably upon my situation, does it?
Maybe we'll talk about it outside in the woods.
Yeah, I think we should first move away and then talk about what the hell just happened.
There's so
Does anything
much
need
blood.
any cleaning?
All the blood that
Yeah.
Arlington
We
in
go
his
back
rage
in and
state.
redo the prestidigitation.
And I think the corpse
I'm, like,
is
definitely
still
helping with
inside.
Yeah, the corpse.
The corpse is still
And
inside.
the
So,
head.
Oh yeah,
so
but now it's in parts.
Yeah.
It
More
parts
parts.
here.
easier to carry.
I mean, not 1 cubic foot of parts.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, great,
Yeah.
great, I guess.
So
It's harder to carry.
yeah.
Okay,
Is
two of
it
us-
harder to carry now or before?
Now because it's in bits, right? You could have just
No,
carried
you have to do
I'll-
more
I'm
carrying,
gonna-
but it's easier.
I'm gonna whip off my cloak and like kind of put all the parts into it and carry it.
like a bindle of murder.
That's a good idea. Actually, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm gonna try
Is
to
your
wrap
cloak
my
made out
ass.
of? Is it clear plastic? Your cloak?
No, bear cups, unfortunately.
Is it a recycling bag?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
don't think you can.
The professionalism in which Arlington does this makes you feel like this is not the first time he's had to clean up his own mess.
Then suddenly, I would like to take the bounty which I was holding and planning on ripping up, and just put it straight in the cloak, just in case.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I can't fault you there at
yeah.
this
What's your hot on the collar? Unnamed adventurers, saviors of the land, heroes for all of time.
Are we all out?
You started it.
Out in the farmyard.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
just
can be.
out of the house because I'm gonna run back in and just leave the bag of gold on the table.
Cool.
Their bag of gold that we picked up from the previous episode,
Yeah.
and leave it on the table and run away. And it'll look like we just went off with our friend.
Okay.
Cool, we're actually great guests.
Yeah.
They'll,
Actually
they'll
great
hopefully
guests.
they'll give
We
us a
should
good rating.
Fill out some parchment with 5 stars
It's
and send it into there.
Yeah.
Or B and B.
It's very hard to clean out blood, so they should appreciate that.
So aside from the broken bench, the multiple axe scratches in the floor, the
That was a buttering
halfling
incident?
feet on the halfling feet would have got cleaned up.
Yeah, we
Um,
were buttering things
Yeah.
and slipping, etc.
You've never seen Iggy try to butter something, you know?
I would well believe
That's
that.
the smell of lemon that I put. Hopefully, one would think that, they were trying to slice lemons, and those are tricky
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, we were
Shane
trying to
won't
make
be there
lemonade.
To explain that this happened.
Historically tricky to slice those.
Yeah.
lemons.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's because we went to the ruins, to the forest, like
Yes.
they told us to, and we found a lemon tree. And when you find lemons, you make lemonade. So
That's true. We were obligated. Yes,
it's actually a rule. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Citra would have appreciated that.
She truly would have.
True.
Yeah.
So leaving behind 58 gold, 20 silver, and 12 copper pieces, you make your way out of the farm.
Out of the farm, yeah. And
What's the other direction other than the woods that we keep going?
Drift.
Oh,
back
there's
in?
a
to
Drift.
McKellar.
Yeah.
But
Oh, McKellar,
we
McKellar,
go
yeah,
into
yeah,
the woods a
McKellar.
different
Continue
direction.
further. So we
to
reached
McKellar,
the
yeah.
farmstead. We want to continue past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that, let's go back to those spiders, you know. But,
I mean, let's just stay within one of 3 locations for all of Homebrew.
yeah.
Maybe the adventure will come to you.
It'll certainly have to.
I wish we could just end there. Shall we? It's like 10 past 10. We could.
So we're back in the house. They really don't like
continue
us.
on a little bit further.
Yeah. Do we need at this stage? Do we need a long rest?
Yeah,
That's-
Oh, I
Really
have no
long rest.
spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's late evening, as you know, coming into nighttime. Historically, not a great place to sleep.
Are there any
Yeah,
other?
can
Could
we-
we have slept in the barn? Could we?
Can we bivouac in their barn, maybe?
Sleep in the barn?
You could go sleep in the barn.
Yeah,
What
let's
do you
give that a
think?
go.
What do you
Sorry,
think?
It's
It's
definitely
today?
safer
Is
than
it-
like.
It's that or
Is it
camp in the
evening-ish?
forest.
Late
Yeah.
evening. Like,
Okay, so we would have
um,
known it'd be a dodgy call to set off on the rest of our journey.
I mean, I could have known. Are you going?
would
I can roll for that if you want.
No, no,
yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
inherently know that.
Yeah.
And for any viewers and people in the chat, Hibernia actually operates off a 10-hour double cycle, so 20 hours in a day. So it is shorter days.
Like Ireland.
yeah, exactly. So there's 4 hours they're missing.
Yeah.
Well, missing? I mean, do you miss it if it's not there? I don't know.
not
So
really.
there are quick
kind of a
turnarounds.
constant emptiness.
Yeah. Is it
but-
the same? You know what? Doesn't matter.
But it's around 7-8ish, which means there's only kind of 2 hours before it becomes midnight, which is strange to say because 10 o'clock is midnight, but yeah, whatever.
So yeah, I think we decamp to the barn and
Yeah, I'm gonna wander off into the woods and go not super far away, but far enough that I can try and bury this.
So you're going back to the
pieces.
woods where the spiders were, or because there's no actual woods, like
Yeah, you shouldn't go into the woods.
So
I'm
how
gonna
far
caution
away is
you
it to
on.
the tree line?
Just like hide the
Well-
corpse under some hay or something, right?
Interestingly enough, the other side of the farm, there's no tree line. It's just kind of flatlands and hills.
Yeah, to
and-
make
The
it
side we came from with the spiders.
Oh, the side we came from. Oh, that's like, I mean, it was half an hour, an hour's walk.
It's a fair bit.
It was. You did have to set off early enough to get.
Also,
but
Still,
he
it's
was
a
a-
little early till
He was a Fianna, so I mean, a nicer burial. He's in
That's what I'm
pieces.
thinking.
He's in
Yeah,
pieces.
so-
Huck wants anything he can do. Ooh, he has a brooch.
he
He had.
doesn't.
He didn't have a Triskelion.
No, he had the Fianna cloak, but not a Triskelion brooch. He's since put it aside since taking up his life of.
There's only so many cloaks I can take. I already own like 2, so I'll leave that cloak.
More clothes.
it sounds
You
like
got
I'll
a
have time
fur
to
one
get
at
to
the
the tree
beginning,
line, bury him, and come
You would,
back before dodgy time. I want to do that then.
So are you guys following Arlington, or are you going to the barn?
I think I'm gonna go to
I
the barn.
want to go to the barn. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
And
fucking
Huck?
wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll go by the barn. Yeah.
So you go into the barn and you see the kind of patch of hay in which you found Arlington sleeping this very morning.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
only
been-
That
Wow.
was like
Handful.
6 months ago.
Jesus Christ! When we found out he was an owlbear and now he's murdered everyone.
Bugbear.
Bugbear.
Yes.
Sorry, an owlbear. Yeah.
How, were you looking? I'm also an owlbear.
He's an owlbear, isn't he?
He's an
Sure, he's an
owlbear.
owlbear.
He's an owlbear there. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
And
grand.
Arlington, you wander towards the tree line, and are you going as far as the bridge that kind of went over the?
No, just like maybe 20 feet beyond where the trees actually start, just so it's a little, and then a little bit out of the like beaten.
I'm gonna be
track.
going with him if he's gonna be burying the body.
Yeah, I would have said that's what I'm gonna do.
Cool.
Okay.
So you guys both set off, and you find kind of a
Splitting
nice
party.
clearing
Yeah,
in the
always
set of woods. The moon kind of
Look what you've done.
It's a nice. It's past twilight. It's like it's getting to that, I guess, dusk. Is that the word normal humans use
Yeah,
to
yeah.
describe this time of day?
It's the word vampires use. Yes.
So it's
The very definition of normal.
Dusk.
Normal human.
You've passed the rather poetically actually during this whole battle, because it was sort of twilight. It was a sort of reddish hue in the sky, and you know what they say: red sky at night, kill as much as you can. And so you do find yourself a nice clearing in these woods. Not as big as the glade where the ruins were, but big enough that you feel like you could get some bodies are buried.
Some bodies, and he's in smaller pieces now.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
And you see all the bodies, Citra and Cola buried. They're lovely people. They're fine.
Suspect the wrong people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set the bindle down. Use my great axe as a shovel. Dig,
Yep.
not super deep, like maybe 3-4 feet.
Cool.
And just kind of scatter the parts in, and then stand by the edge like.
Would you like to say a few words to your fallen brethren?
This may be more in depth than you thought about, Ben, but Fianna burial rites? East to west, north south. Which one?
Oh, in terms of direction?
Sure.
Towards the Bahaglan,
Towards
which
the
is
Bahaglan.
where the champion of the hunt resides and the leader of the Fianna.
And of course I'll
would
just know where that is.
Oh, well,
north.
there's a map.
There is a massive map. So I can actually hold up to this
Fully
Sure,
probably
yeah,
best
yeah.
camera to hold
Well
up
done for having something in the back pocket for that.
to. Here-ish. Ooh,
So
ghost
it's
map.
So you'd go kind
Anyway,
of northeast.
So
Yeah.
you're looking at, see the Bahaglan's here,
Yeah, I see that.
and you guys are down here.
Okay, grand.
So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking kind of north east, yeah.
Northeast, so the opposite of when I look at Gav.
And
what you
Arlington,
judge everything in the world
Arlington,
by. Yeah,
without much prompting, knows or northeast, has a natural sense of direction.
Laddie, do you know northeast?
It's this way.
It's that way. That way.
Yeah, the way I'm gesturing, which is, I
way.
promise you, correct.
This way.
It's actually kind of the direction of the path you came from, because you guys came down southwest into the
Okay.
Deponent Club.
Great. So, So the Fianna like to be buried facing towards the Bahag Lane, which is northeast.
Does that mean you have
Well,
to be
I
standing
don't.
up?
How does one direct a pile?
It's the thought that counts in these things.
But you're quite right, and I'm going to
I
start
guess
organizing them.
the head hasn't been decimated.
Oh, actually very easy to make them.
Yeah,
So you
the head's
could
in one
face
piece.
the
Okay,
head
yeah.
rather
He's gonna be
grimly.
he's going to look like a
Like a
pile of
dad of the
chorizo with a
beach,
fucking apple.
know.
on it.
Yeah.
Although people use decimated in lots of ways, decimated means to kill 1/10 of a group of people.
And
Yes.
he's intense.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
if he was a horde of people
This
making
whole
one
thing
person.
is fucking intense.
But yes, you are technically correct.
I'm just saying. I was actually
We've all read
looking at it
Avengers
today.
Endgame things.
Oh yeah.
It's Romans.
Yeah.
They're always decimating stuff.
And where are they now? Italy.
Wouldn't wish it on my worst
Increasingly
enemy.
series of
Would not wish
1/10.
it on my worst enemy.
Okay. He was a bit of a backwards bastard now that I think about it, but he was a Fianna all the like, and they wouldn't have let him in if he hadn't done
Before
some
you get too
fierce
far into
things.
this, I am proficient in the panpipes, and I'd like to play a little melody along
I
with
hope
this.
you brought them with you.
Absolutely.
I'm. Why did this not come up at any point in time?
There hasn't been an opportunity.
There's been no panpipes. What about with all the druids and the virgin sword and things?
I was very focused on the whole losing my virginity.
And
thing.
yet
Yeah,
you've
that's,
never
that's
lost.
fair.
Full.
That's fair.
No, hold on a
And
second.
learning the
And you're
panpipes
wondering,
is the best way
how I
to
never,
learn.
you're
Yeah,
wondering how
yeah.
I never lost my virginity. I was in Bugbear Band Camp.
Yeah. We have a bard, and she can't even play an instrument. She just like writes things.
I stopped. I never really wanted to make her uncomfortable. Music seems to be her thing, and she's the creative one. Please continue with your right.
Music is definitely not her thing.
He's really thrown me off.
With the Titanic theme tune.
Yeah.
With the tin whistle solo from Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On." Yeah, I think so.
I had to have been a good enough laddie to be in the Fianna. I know that for sure. So he lost his way, possibly in the backwoods wherever he's from. I never remember his name. I only met him 2 seconds ago.
Some really beautiful rights.
Yeah, but sure, we've done what we can for what's left of him. Halcyon. Yeah, sure, Halcyon. I speak to the person who's not standing beside me.
In your head.
Grant.
Halcyon.
Halcyon. Yeah.
That's why I whispered.
She's been following me with prestidigitation of Halcyon going through the window.
Halcyon.
I just knew he was going to forget the name, so I just made that before you left.
Halcyon and on and on.
I mean, it's the burial he deserves, really.
Yeah. I feel good about it. I'm definitely billowing up my old.
Yes, you
Cloak.
have a cloak of billowing, which
I have a cloak that literally just billows really
Dramatically
dramatically. Yeah.
billows.
And I'm gonna prestidigitation, turn the camera, and have like a ting in my teeth. Yeah, definitely. I always know where camera
It
is.
is a
just when I
cloak
do
of the
ting in my
Fianna,
teeth thing.
and it's actually Lobo's cloak, like the ancient Fianna warrior, one of the first. So this
Yeah.
is pretty special.
Yeah, it's pretty. epic.
And you have Lou's shield there
back.
with the on the back, which has the Triskel or Triskelion. There's two words for the same kind of Celtic spiral.
Yeah, I think.
Pick
yeah.
a lane.
Yeah.
But anyway, the floor is yours.
No, I'm grand. Unless you wanna. And is there? What's the moon like? Is it night? Dusk. You said dusk.
It's
you said.
dusk.
No
So
moonlight.
there is a moon, but it's not like, up in the sky. Probably.
Then
I haven't
doesn't
decided
matter.
which direction it
We're
comes
done.
from.
We've done
Yeah.
far too much.
Yeah, I'll say
for the old backwoods bastard.
Pat the pile, and then we're like,
That was quite lovely. We should head back to the others.
Sure. I'm knackered.
Yes, I'm quite knackered as well.
And with a little shove of soil and a drop, and you do see some nice death bells. You know those ones that they're purple. They kind of lie in a.
I don't.
Thing.
A flower.
Yeah, there are flowers. Yeah, and you drop one in, and shove the soil, and you feel at peace with it. It was a strange day.
It's been an odd day. Yeah.
For you, Hook, like killing a once member of the Fianna with someone you've just met, but then also seeing Arlington be there, that means a lot. I think it wasn't like Rian's not here.
Yeah.
But Arlington is.
That's true. That does make a difference.
I also didn't kill him.
And the song
That's true.
I mean,
You were pretty angry
named
about
his
that.
body
yeah.
for what was a distracting panpipe song.
Distracting.
It
say
was
cheerful.
somewhat familiar. Arlington happened to know
I'm
the
left with the
funeral
sense
the
that-
funeral melody
Oh
of
my
the
God,
Fianna.
Celine Dion was a member
I was
of
gonna
the
say
Fianna.
I'm left with the sense that his heart will go on. So
It will. Yeah. Near far.
yeah.
and you make your way back to the barn. You guys, were you planning on like straight to the bed, no bedtime stories, or what's your like? Are you hay down?
No, I think Rian, with Arlington gone, wants to talk about what just happened with Arlington.
Yeah, can I see that? You have the
take the bounty and give it to Iggy.
And what does it say exactly on it?
At the top it says writ of intent. Target Arlington, a large half orc in a red cloth mask. It is red. Is it? What
sure.
Okay. It could be
It is
any
now.
colour. Location: last seen fleeing towards the dock of Inish Bay. Report: wanted for the attempted murder of Lord Lervig as part of the overarching plot to destabilise the shipping merchants Galway Bay and plunge Inish Bay into turmoil and peril. Reward 500 gold to return to Inish Bay in a state fit to stand trial. Offered by Lord Jacob Lervig, taken by Halcyon Thorne. And I'll send you that in a full thing. I was meant to make up like a nice parchment thing. I was going to hand it over to you guys. And
that's why I asked, because I thought I was going to get some sweet physical
I
props.
feel bad. Because it's better if you guys read it out. I just couldn't pick fonts.
I've got. I found a real good one. I'll send you.
Cool. Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, TM
Called
problems.
Times New Roman. It's great.
Decimated. Every 10th letter.
Yeah. Every 10th letter is gone.
And that's what it says.
Okay. So on the back of that, I think Rian would say, okay, I was chummy earlier because I didn't think that the three of us could take him. But if I'm honest with myself and with you, I do think Arlington is a danger to us.
I would find it hard to disagree after what I've just seen. But I don't know. As you say, I'm not going to pick a fight with someone that large.
I find myself 90% of the time he seems to want to protect.
Very protective.
Us. Incredibly protective. I've never felt safer.
Never. No.
But then whammo, and he's just like beating up a corpse, and albeit that we made. And just unreasonable swinging axes at us. How do you?
How can we know that we're safe? I would still like his company and his protection. Is he in control? What was going on with him? He just changed like that when we're outside. He was coming right towards me.
I know. I think he must try incredibly hard to be in control. And then when he loses control, he can't be reasoned with. He's a for want of a better word, and you can't tell him I said this, a monster.
Of which we've heard stories of since we were young.
Rian, in all your years, you've never seen anyone with any sort of anger problems as out of control as you just saw Arlington.
I've been with some tough people in my life. People who are vicious, people who are cruel, people who are sadistic. I don't think that's what Arlington is. What I would like is to keep him as company, protection. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but to find a way to is there a way? Is there a demon? Is it? Can we need to rid him of this, whatever it is that's. I'm more worried about us than him. He'll do more damage to us. I want a way, if he gets that way again, that we can take him down.
Hello? And Arlington and Huck enter the barn. And that is where we will leave tonight's session as rocks fall and everyone dies.
Well, then we don't think about that problem.
But that's where we'll
you
pick
all
up.
look for the kryptonite bullet to keep just in case.
But that's where we'll leave tonight's game. That's pretty tense. That's exciting.
Yeah. I don't know what to do.
Chat, help us.
We're
They all vote Arlington out, and we're like, oh, sorry.
Out of the band.
I will be spiteful in chat. You guys are shit.
So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for not watching the... I mean, you might have. You might be watching this on demand. If you watch the semi-finals of the Eurovision, you must be mad into the Eurovision. But thank you for watching. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for your beer suggestions and your help in chat and with rules. Until 2 weeks from now, and which is, I think, June. Are we getting close to June?
May.
So May. So we're still in May, so we're still in the festival of Altana and all that kind of stuff. So until then, look after each other, be nice to each other, and be sound.
Bye.
Reminds me of is it Roald Dahl's last words? He was surrounded by friends and family, and he said quite beautifully, "It's not that I'm scared, it's just that I'll miss you all very much." And then the nurse pricked him with a shot of morphine, and he goes, "Oh fuck, that hurt."
That's good. I like that.